Kelsey Green.
How you doing, people?
And I love pro wrestling.
I love pro wrestling.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the Brunch Clinic. I am Lawrence Kurtze. We are live. Another big week in wrestling, as yesterday was AEW Wrestle Dream.
Hi, I'm Maxine Dupree.
And I'm Otis.
Hi, I'm the sweetest Pete, Christara.
Mars, the specialist.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And we
Love wrestling.
Bottoms up, brains on. Welcome to Quizplex here on Love Wrestling, your pro wrestling trivia charity show. My name is Zach Ralph. I will be your host.
This is God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blaze.
We are the Usos.
This is Rachel Ellering.
And we love wrestling.
And I love
And I love pro wrestling.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
Well, you better know by now. It's episode 235 of this thing.
I guarantee you there's like an 85% chance that's not an accurate number.
Hi, this is Shaz McKenzie.
This is Big Bad Boris.
This is the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
If you're here, thanks for being here. It's For Exposure, Love Wrestling's Independent Weekend podcast, where we break down all the best happenings of the world of the independent wrestling side.
I'm Penta, I'm wrestling, and what?
Liza Hall.
I'm the alternative Anthony Green.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling. I love wrestling. And you know what? Penta Cero.
That's called scanning, kids. It is 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It is time for a excitingly fun, I hope, episode of Saturday Night Love. My name is Big Bad Boris.
I'm Big Ben Ortmans.
Hi, this is Smiley Patty Ray.
I'm Yes Guy.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Of course.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week?
The Rats lost!
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadians and boys, shut the hell up! Let me talk!
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means. It is another new episode of Between Two Beards. You look angry.
Just sad, just bummed.
You look upset.
Yeah.
Is everything all right over there?
No. Since we left this glorious program last week, my man Marco Stunt
Yeah, he had a tough time.
had a tough Saturday. You said goodbye to professional wrestling, and that dastardly KJ Orso, while talented, is a real piece of work. Laid hands on my guy Marco and bummed me out. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then Sam Stackhouse, who had beef with KJ Orso, came out and did even more bad things to my man Marco Stunt. So I'm like, well, there's one wrestler I love, just getting the break speed off of him. And then we go to Sunday, and Shane Taylor, another wrestler that I enjoy, I've interviewed Shane Taylor, put his hands on the Rizzler.
He did.
It has not been a good wrestling week for me.
He shoved the Rizzler to the ground.
Dude, what is it with the people? You better watch out, JPJ. He might get speared out of nowhere.
Please.
But you are right. It is between two beards. So we'll do the thing real quick. Majin is in the house. So, he's saying, "What's up, hosers?"
Yeah, Wayne Brady too. You didn't even mention Wayne Brady.
Oh yeah, Wayne Brady. I don't love Wayne Brady as much, but yeah.
Does Wayne Brady gotta choke a bitch?
Yeah, dude.
That's the Dave Chappelle.
I forgot all about it. That is and that was like when he did that skit, he was still cookie cutter, squeaky clean, and then he did that, and everybody's like
tremendous.
So, and then we got Scott in the house, called Sports Corner is in the house, Ryan Sullivan is in the house. What's up, friends? Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, share this out, tell your friends to come hang out with us. We got a lot of stuff that happened in the last 7 days.
We sure do.
Good, bad, and
obviously a lot of stuff in the wrestling world, but a lot of stuff everywhere, man. Like World Baseball Classic finished up. There's a fun report today with a good what if that we'll talk about. There's just a lot of stuff that's been going on, bro.
And we're gonna have Jose on the air.
Yeah, Jose on the air. Yeah, Cade Cunningham is out for maybe the rest of the year. So my Celtics are going to get the #1 seed in the East. It's just incredible. It's an incredible time.
Come on,
to be alive. I look at that stinks. Cade Cunningham.
Big Bad Boris is in the house. The stud, the Audible Chocolate. He's got a busy weekend, as normally he would be announcing the Clandestine Wrestling Society /LPW show tonight. They're doing it tomorrow night, and then the big 4-year anniversary right there in that corner, Savage Love, Saturday, March 21st. T.Y. Jackson looks to become the LPW Grand Champion for the first time in his career.
I think it's happening.
I mean, it's a rhinestone cowboy rules, whatever that means. I did write my preview this month. I made sure to do it. I did it, finished it today. It should be up at some point in the next little bit. I sat and wrote it, and I was writing that thing, JPJ, and I got to say, I was getting all sorts into it, man. I was getting all these angles and all the some people, if they read it, some wrestlers, if they read it, are going to yell at me for sure.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. I asked a lot of questions in this article. Brandon James, what's up? He says, guys, what's going on? So, where do you want to start? I know we're waiting on Jose. He'll be here in a couple of minutes. I mean, March Madness is kicking off.
I kicked off today. My bracket's looking pretty good. I only have one loss in the early matches.
Oh, that is right.
Live
and free on YouTube for first time.
It is live and free on YouTube. You should watch it. It's going to be one hell of an event. It is our anniversary show. And if you don't know a lot about the background and the story of the T.Y. Jackson and Stephen Crow, but just the lead up to this match, T.Y. has been going after that title for a long, long time. And he's had a lot of, as WWE would coin it, adversity trying to get towards that title. And we on this show, well, you like to scrum it up with the fellas. So you get people yelling at you all the time. They all like me. We don't usually make predictions on this show, but I think that T.Y. Jackson's going to be the new LPW heavyweight.
Do I like to scrum it up with the talent? I don't know. I mean, it comes with the job, I think it's an occupational hazard. But they do like you, so you do have that going for you.
They do.
I'm okay with not being liked. It is what it is. Like I can't. I'd have to be crazy to like write previews and do these previews and not like it would be hard if I was just I like everybody.
Yeah,
that's no fun.
No,
it's professional wrestling.
You don't want everybody to like you because then. No, you don't want.
Boy, Tom Brady wants no one to like him, apparently, in the wrestling world.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
He's making Logan Paul look good.
That's not true.
Logan Paul, listen, in the vacuum of Tom Brady thinks that wrestling is a bunch of scripted white crybabies and it's all easy peasy and the NFL is so tough. Logan Paul at least will sell, off when he's not, on screen. He'll at least say how tough it is to be a wrestler. So
That's
in that aspect, he's making him look good. But yeah, oh, Tom Brady, what is with your guy? What's he doing, man?
Listen, I think he's trying to generate some, what do you call it?
Some attention, some headlines.
Some attention, yeah, because they're doing that flag football crap. And Logan Paul's in the game, yeah. And that's why he's been talking trash to Logan Paul, because Logan Paul's in it. And he's going over there, and Brady's like, oh, you're playing with, these are real football guys. Like, you're playing with real athletes, basically. And Logan Paul's like, well, hey, dude, like, these guys and girls are real athletes. And Tom's like, yeah, but that's, it's, he's a typical
Tom's being a little bitch.
Yeah, it's
he's being a bitch. Fernando, we will talk about our thoughts on Ronda Rousey. We want to wait for Jose.
Yeah,
on
we're gonna be
JPJ's Dynamite up co-host. They didn't do it last night, so we're just gonna cross it over here and do it here.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into Revolution.
Yes, for Tony Storm for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, I know. I think that was Ronda Rousey that did that. By the way, I don't think it was Marina.
Yeah, well, I loved the way I did love Marina's. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Yeah,
but if you want to come at me, you'll find out what she did or did not find out herself. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I didn't love? Her losing that match last night on Dynamite. Because why the fuck would she lose that match?
Yeah, I don't think we have to spend a ton of time on last night's Dynamite, if you're being honest. It wasn't bad, but it was not.
No, it was a good show.
It was a missable Dynamite if you were going to miss one, in my opinion. There was some good. I was talking about it earlier. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, your boy Tom Brady. Okay, so somebody posed this question to me because I made a video about what Tom Brady said today. They asked, would you, well, they didn't ask me, but I'm going to frame it up as if they did. They kind of alluded to it. Would you take a hit from Ray Lewis, you're in your full pads, football hit from Ray Lewis?
I was going to say, thank God you added football hit, because that could have meant a lot of things.
Yeah, or a scripted bump. The guy goes, Tom's taking the scripted bumps.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Tom Brady barely got hit. Earlier in his career, he got walloped. But the last decade, he barely got touched.
Speaking of touch, this man touched my heart the second I met him in Cleveland. I hung out with him. We sat in a press box. We bonded in the rafters. We sang together. We cried together. We ate pizza in a hotel lobby at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's bring him on. He's your co-host. He's our good pal. Jose from Jose on the Air is finally here. What's up, stud?
I know it's been a while since I've got to do some double bearded activities, and I'm 99% sure I was in some Disney pajamas in that hotel lobby in Cleveland.
you and Ella J were definitely pajamaed up because you guys were like, we're not going to fall asleep. We had a 5 a.m.
train home. It was
2:30. We were eating pizza. We just got done with SummerSlam.
Yeah, it was the Beards. It was me, Ella J, and then Emily May Heller. Bless everybody's heart for putting up with us that weekend.
I will say, obviously, it was a great time with everybody. Emily May was an MVP for Pluggo and I that weekend.
Yeah, that was our first time.
She was basically holding our hand throughout that whole weekend, kind of like, not like, we're not children.
No. She absolutely was watching us.
She was basically like our keeper that whole weekend. Like, all right, now we go over here, and now, now we could do this. She hooked us up with some, to get to do other things because she knows a lot of she's been the MVP and she was an MVP at the Rumble. Like she's
awesome.
A
wonderful my first weekend meeting her too. She's absolutely just as professional and as awesome as she is.
Yeah. And she does this really nice thing where we were like, thank you for taking us under your wing. And she's like, no, thank you for hanging out with me. And I'm like, you're just being really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would have been lost in the streets of Cleveland. We might not have made it back.
I mean, we almost didn't make it back from the Rocket.
We almost didn't even make it to SummerSlam because we almost died at SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top Golf didn't kill us, but SmackDown almost did.
It did. It did.
This Top Golf game.
It was. It is quite infamous.
That rode the wave for a while. I haven't mentioned that game in a while. I came across some of the footage the other day when I was deleting a bunch of stuff, and I was like, nah, I'm going to keep this stuff.
Yeah, I think I still have all the footage, too. That took on a life of its own that I don't think anybody expected. So that's just like one of those you had to be there moments that'll live on forever.
Correct.
Like if we never do anything else in this business, I at least have that. I go, you know what, that was fun. But Jose, we were just talking about it. Did you happen to catch the Tom Brady comments that he made to SI about how it is easy to be a wrestler? And I
saw the first round. I didn't see anything from this week, but I mean, of course he would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He basically, football's tough. If any of these wrestlers went up against his offensive line, they get punched in the throat and start crying.
Yeah, I mean, marriage is tough too. Maybe he should worry about who his wife is going to be training with next time. But
hey, listen, if she wants to be a bad partner, that's on her. I don't know why that's a negative on him.
I mean, you kind of pushed her out, like pushing out a literal supermodel because you fake retired and like, oh, I'll be home by family, and then I go sign with Tampa.
Well, I don't think he wanted to retire. I think he was trying to be a good husband, and then he realized it wasn't time. It wasn't time for him to go yet, and then so that's when she should have been a good wife and said, "Okay, you decide when it's time." And she didn't, and yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But now she's with the jiu-jitsu instructor, is she not?
I believe so. Yes.
Yes.
So she can kick Tom's ass. Kit Wilson made a post because Tom Brady called him cute. Interesting. I didn't see that.
I mean, yeah, Tom Brady respect. Yeah.
Hey,
but it's so toxic to say that wrestling's so easy and everything in football isn't. So I don't know.
I mean, he's obviously drumming up some angle for WrestleMania. I was going to ask, and I don't know all
the. Up at WrestleMania.
He's a part owner. He's a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. They play at Allegiant Stadium. Does part ownership include some type of stake in whatever the Allegiant Stadium ticket sales? Does he got a little bit of skin in this game, and he's like, I got to get people in these seats, or is that a separate deal? Triple Beards, Auntie Collins.
I also don't know what he would get out of it, though.
Yeah, and especially because we were, the angle has been him and Logan Paul, like he's been and it's like those comments. And I said this, and I in this vacuum sense, he's made Logan Paul look better because Logan Paul never trashes the actual business and the working. He always sells it. And Tom's out here saying those things, and I'm like, how are we going to root for Tom Brady if he mixes it up with Logan Paul? And
Well, to be fair, as a Buffalo Bills fan, I've never rooted for Tom Brady, so I'm not.
I almost wore my Bills shirt, but it's a little chilly.
I mean, why would you root for somebody?
And as a Puerto Rican, I've never rooted for Logan Paul, and I'm not going to start.
That's fair.
That's fair. But that's where you just go to the bathroom or get your popcorn.
How could you
at WrestleMania?
How could you ever root for somebody who just mercilessly killed you time after time after time, like Cyndi Lauper singing out here? No. It's okay.
I mean,
you've had 5 or 6 years without him, and you didn't win, so it's all right. I love you, Jose. I love you. I like the DJ Moore trade. That's why I wanted the Patriots to go after. So I respect that move. That was a respectful move. Did Pluggo just disappear
this year?
You think you're rebuilding? I don't think you're rebuilding.
Whoa!
I still don't trust our
you're here.
GM
you're here now.
Sports operations director / our new head coach at all. So
that's fair.
I'm cautiously waiting for September. I'm going to see what happens week 1, and then I could actually come up with some expectations. Because right now, I don't care about anything other than the Buffalo Sabres.
Everything went completely black on my screen, and I went,
"Yeah, you went black here. You disappeared.
Like, what the hell happened?" And then I heard you guys,
but not in the Jack Harlow sense. He didn't go black there, but
because he's vanilla baby.
Well, no. Did you see he was talking about his new album, and when they were asking him about the sound, he said, "I got blacker," verbatim.
No,
he's a white guy, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
Jack Harlow. Yeah, dude.
Isn't he?
He looks like Blake Christian.
Is he a Massachusetts guy?
Him and Blake Christian are brothers.
Right. Well, the whole joke is that Blake Christian was ribbing off of him for that Vanilla Baby stuff, so he made it a gimmick. Tony Khan still isn't going to license the song, which is dumb, but
yeah. Well, it's not the only.
He had enough money to bid on the WWE, but he didn't have enough money to license a Jack Harlow song. Doesn't seem.
I think he's going off of the ROI. No disrespect to Blake Christian.
Yeah,
that's fair. But if you think about it, I mean, when you license the song, you license it for each time you use it. It's not like Tony Khan is using Blake Christian like gangbusters.
Used them last night.
He used them last night, but when's the last time he had a Dynamite match?
It's fair.
True.
So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Because that's why Danielson didn't get his Flight of the Valkyries, because they said it just didn't make sense financially to do it that often. So they went with that different version.
Yeah, with the singing, which was a good version. I actually like it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
but
you're talking about Final Countdown.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
No, he used that the last couple.
Whichever one they were going to use.
They waited until like that all in, and then they let him use it for a few times after that, though.
Yeah, but they said that they weren't going to let him use it full time because financially it didn't make sense.
Yeah, wasn't like $100K a pop?
You're right. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
But Blake Christian is not getting used as much as Danielson was getting used back in the day. That's all I'm saying. So I think Tony Khan, I think you could swing it, my man.
I mean, you could probably swing the Kids Bop version.
That would work actually too, if they wanted to do that.
You ever seen those Kids Bop videos with those kids when they do the rap songs and it's just some white kid in khakis who's like 10? He's just like, ain't nothing but a G thing. And he's just like, and it's the wildest
stuff. And then they change the lyrics and everything. Yep. Or you have a Kids Bop song where the vocals are just god awful and then they keep them as is. I don't know if anybody's seen the Kids Bop version of We Belong Together by Mariah Carey.
Yes.
But the outro of that one is iconic for all the wrong reasons.
It's like the poster you think of 90s kid that age. That kid singing to that girl just like on their bikes at a park, and it's just crazy. You're just like, what is this? We got Grainmaker Wrestling.
Yeah, he says, need Tony Khan to pay for T.I. what you know for Nick Wayne.
Hell yeah, we need Nick Wayne back. Speaking of Grainmaker, shameless plug, we're going to be back Saturday. We missed last week because he had some gigs. We're going to be back Saturday talking LPW Savage Love ahead of LPW Savage. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. Well, listen. Well, oh man, I had a line because you said something before that, and I had a line for it.
Me or Jose?
I threw a blank. No, it was you.
Oh.
But I was gonna say there was something we were talking about. Either way, we're here to talk. We're gonna talk AEW Revolution. We're gonna talk kind of the fallout of that. However, I need to talk about the opening segment of Monday Night Raw. I need to talk about the opening segment of Monday Night Raw.
That's so crazy this week has been that feels like that was so long ago.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Thursday at all.
No, this whole week.
It has been months. And when I say months, I mean going on a year since WWE made me feel really anything. And that opening sequence of Raw, specifically the Obafemi dismantling of Brock, that was unbelievable. It had been, the crowd had been chanting his name when Brock had been out there and stuff like that. But we've heard all the reports. There's going to be LA Knight. And then if Braun Breaker's not healthy, it's going to be Seth. And you hear all these things and it's kind of like.
Can we talk about, though, how like that crowd was pretty amped for Seth when it was Seth standing there? Like,
yeah, of course.
So
it's a big match.
So I'm saying, like, you set the tone there where you're already kind of like, all right, like that's pretty dope. And then Oba comes out and does what he does, and it's like. We went from like a 9 to like a 12.
Yeah.
At least in terms of that crowd. I popped. I haven't popped like that in a while. Like while just sitting at home by myself.
Yeah,
like
because Brock comes out, he takes care of all the security guys. Him and Seth are just staring at each other. And we've had that match at WrestleMania. It's happened before. We've seen it before. But it's still a big match. And it's like, all right, so we're doing this. All right. And people were in on it. And then the lights go out and it's like, what the hell is this? And then you hear Oba's music, and it was just like, oh, shit, they're doing this. Like, they're going to do this. And the crowd is immediately chanting his name. He's doing the walk, and he gets in there. And then you have Seth creep up to Brock. Brock kind of, like, looks and shoos him off. And when Brock turned his back fully to Oba, and when he turned back around, I was sitting here, like, I was yelling at the TV, like, do something, Oba. Take him out. And he lifted him up like a child. He lifted him up like a child, and then he gave him that last ride, power bomb that he does, and and you could hear Brock on the ground yelling at it, "Put your foot on my chest!" He's yelling at, "Put your foot on my chest!" And he's like helping, selling it.
Brock Lesnar hasn't been that high since he tried that shooting star press.
You know, that didn't go well. And again, like, it is what it is. I don't need to see, you know, our feelings have been said multiple times about how we feel about Brock. But if you're going to use Brock, this right here, putting Obafemi over at WrestleMania, this is the way to,
There is a large contingency of wrestling fans that don't think Obafemi's going to go over at WrestleMania. I don't agree with it. I think he should. Do you guys think there's a chance Brock wins this thing? And just being in WrestleMania against Brock is enough for Oba?
At this point, I think they have to do exactly what they did on Raw for the match. Just let Oba squash him.
Yeah.
I would let Brock hit an F5 to start the match. I'd have Oba kick out at 1.
Then
I would have Oba dominate him.
Would you guys take it if there was like an over-under set at like 4.5 minutes for the match?
I'd take the under.
Take the under? You think like 2? Maybe even set it at 3 minutes? If I set it at
Smoke
3...
and Mirrors probably 2.5.
Yeah, not including entrances. I just think bell to bell.
Yeah, no, bell to bell, 2.5.
I'm of that. Listen, we talked about it. We've been talking about it since Oba debuted. He's easily undeniably over. He's undeniably talented. Everybody in the crowd gets amped up when he's on the screen. Like, you gotta. I just don't love this idea that people are like, well, it's good enough that he'll be at WrestleMania. No, put him over. Who cares about? Brock doesn't want to lose until he retires. Then retire at WrestleMania, my man, because this kid, I don't want to say kid because he's
he's 26.
By comparison, is affectionate here. It's not.
Sure, yeah. But I'm saying, like, this is a guy, like, why stall the momentum out? Why go, he lost to Brock and then he'll regain it? Just let him have it. Like, I just don't want to do that thing where we mess around with Obafemi and some smozzy finish, or they do something where they do the Cody Fatu thing at Saturday's Main Event where they don't even get the match going, they just beat each other and they brawl. I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
I want to see Oba definitively win.
My whole thing is I just wish that if Brock is gonna go out like pretty soon, like it is at Mania, but the problem is I feel like they wouldn't have Oba do it; they would have Gunther do it.
Yeah, I think. Well,
speaking of which, that dude has nothing to do at WrestleMania right now.
Which is fucking crazy.
And we'll talk about that. I think Minnesota is SummerSlam this year, and that's where Brock is. So I think that's where
you do it. Yeah,
and I think you can get to Gunther by then. But yeah, let's talk about Gunther because this is a guy, a living legend already, unbelievable, one of the best guys, if not the best guy in the company. Retires John Cena, and then less than a little bit over a month later, retires AJ Styles. And we're a month away from WrestleMania, and he has no plans to maybe even be on the card. Are you shitting me?
Well, and this is after he won in last year as the world champion to face the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, there's Spencer in the chat saying that he wants Gunther versus Rey. I think we do too, but I saw a report today that Rey Mysterio is not cleared.
He's hurt.
So the only plan that they had was Rey. They don't have any. There's not a where. Okay, so what would you guys do?
Gunther for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, as I say, let's fantasy book it. You go Penta Gunther. What would be some matches you'd give for it? Everybody else is kind of busy. That would be in the level of a Gunther, I should say. Let me preface that by saying,
I think I could have Penta at the level of a Gunther.
Okay.
But
victory
Gunther
or defeat,
can't lose that.
Go well.
I was going to say Gunther can't really. Yeah.
Who can Gunther lose to on the roster right now?
In my honest opinion,
who's the only people he can lose to that are?
I mean, if you could tap out a Jey Uso last year, you can get pinned by Penta this year. I'm sorry, retirement.
not after you retire AJ Styles and John Cena. I feel like the circumstances are different.
That's the rub. Yeah, that's the rub.
I feel like the circumstances are different.
Out to Jey, he wasn't the career killer, Jose.
Well, then give him the IC title back.
Yeah. Scott's saying Gunther versus Ilya in an interpromotional matchup, like a SmackDown versus Raw one-on-one. Whatever. I'm okay with that. That would be fine because that's a match Gunther can win.
But the problem is that I think with WWE, they're trying to do 8 or 7 matches a night.
Yeah, that would be I would think, between there. I would say 6
That's
to
a
8,
lot.
but
After
probably
all
7
the
or 8.
championships are on the line, assuming that every single one gets defended, how many slots are left?
Probably.
So there's 4 matches off the top, world titles, IC
so
title,
4
US
world
title
titles.
for men's,
Tag
and then
title.
the women's and the tag. That's
So
the
then there
tag
would be-
titles. Yeah.
So
So you got men's world, women's world, both tags, women's tag, IC US, IC US. So that's 11 right there.
So you'd have, if you went 8 a night, you'd have 5 non-title matches.
Well,
So you'd have
and you're doing Brock and Oba, so that's one of them.
So
there,
you'd have
too.
4 matches left.
Yeah.
EO's probably going to have some sort of match, whether it's going to be with Raquel or if it's going to be with Asuka and Kairi.
Yeah.
So that's
So
another
that's
one.
3.
I mean,
Whatever Seth is going to do with the Vision is not going to be a title match.
yeah, so that'll be another
I
one.
assume we getting Seth and Logan Paul. I don't know what we're going to do, but let's just say
Who the
best
hell's
case
Tom?
scenario. Well, yeah, and I think again, take reports for whatever they are. I think from what I've read and saw that WWE is still hopeful that Braun Breaker is going to be okay by the time Mania gets around and we get Braun and Seth.
I mean, it's crunch time now. We got 4 weeks.
Yeah, but I think that's to the point now where you can just have Seth do what he's doing right now with the dancing shuffling men, and you can just have him out there doing whatever. And if Braun is ready to go 2 days before, even if it takes to the day of, that's the match, and then you just figure something out for Seth to do if it's worst case scenario.
I mean,
have him attack.
At this point, just have the Andre on WrestleMania again for the first time in years and let Gunther win that. And let him eliminate everybody too.
That would be fun. Again, he's above that. But if we're at a point where we don't know what the hell to do with the guy, that is a fail safe that won't okay, cool. That's another thing on my resume. I won this.
How far have we gone down this with Gunther that we're like Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
But it's the absence of omission. That's why. It's not anything with his talent. It's just they don't know how to book things outside of title pictures for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And even then, they don't know how to book the title pictures well. So,
well, that was like when we were discussing the John Cena Final Farewell and all the names were popped out. Oba was one of the front runners at the time of like, that could be a guy. It's like, if he does that and then they don't know what to do with him, they're going to say things like, we wasted that John Cena retirement on him. With Gunther, it's like, you didn't waste it. You kept it going with Styles, and now you're just kind of like, are we just waiting for people to retire? Is that Gunther's life now? It's like, oh, this guy's getting close to retirement. Let's do it.
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because I feel like, yeah, he's not going to be involved in the title pictures anytime soon. It feels like they have that kind of locked up for at least through Mania, maybe a little after. Because we all know Backlash is usually rematches for the most part. And then, so if he's not involved in the title picture and he's not the one that's answering Brock at Mania anymore, because we know it's Oba.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it? I personally think he's one of those guys that's at a level where he can like not be around for a little bit and it doesn't matter. Kind of. But like, you don't want him to not be around for a long time. Like you know.
But not being around for WrestleMania is unacceptable.
That's different. Yeah, that's a different thing.
At this point, hell, he can make it a triple threat with Oba, Brock, and Gunther.
Yeah. Hi, Mrs. Pluggo, the love of my life, the apple of my eye. Hi, where's your wallet? It's right here. It's right here. I got it. I forgot it was in my pocket. Listen,
wow. What is the wallet? I've got
fundraiser money for the kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone else who was in search of a wallet earlier that hit a little close to home, Mrs. Pluggo.
That and she can take my credit. She ain't gonna get very far, but she can take my credit card and buy whatever she wants. I don't care.
That's so maybe she could have another kitten.
She owe me $10. No, I'm not. By the way, they keep pushing. They keep pushing for more. It's like
I've been waiting to see won't they adopt again? What the hell is going on?
Stop! Don't put that in. Don't put that in her ear. The boys and her have been pushing for a 5th cat. I'm like, we don't need it. We've got too many. I don't want to deal with it, but they, it's whatever. Maybe she can buy Gunther a wrestling match at WrestleMania.
It'd be nice. But no, I just want to talk about that opening segment because that was unbelievable. And then I thought definitely a falling flat for me of Roman and Punk at the end. I thought that was by far not to the level of the others other ones.
Hey JPJ, you're old. Don't get mad, bro.
Of all the things, that was the thing. That was the thing that Punk's gonna get out because he's old. Yeah. You are old. You're 50. Like he's 50.
Yeah.
Which again, in life, I don't feel like that's horrific. That's not old, but like in wrestling terms, yeah. Roman is younger than you. Seth, they're all younger than you. Punk, you're the oldest guy. Yeah, you're the oldest guy there, man. It is what it is. I mean, fine. I get it. All right, cool. Some people have problems with that. I know people that turn 30 and they lose their mind. So it is what it is. But for that to be the, I don't know. I just thought the one last week with the Usos and the other two with Roman were really fire, like really, really good, like juicy promos. I thought this one was really just kind of all right, let's just do this to get to the next big thing. Yeah. A couple weeks from now.
They timed it out bad again.
What do you mean?
They blew their load the first two promos, and that what else are they going to say to each other?
Yeah, I think it's also just, and I don't want to mince my words. I don't care that Roman won the Rumble. I don't care that he's facing CM Punk. Like, genuinely, when it comes to the world title picture on Raw, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
as it stands right now, the only title picture from Raw that I have a remote interest in at WrestleMania is the women's Intercontinental title. Because that's been going on for a while. That feels like there's going to be some finality to it. And then on SmackDown, it's just the WWE title right now. Or if they decide they're actually going to do something with the women's US.
Yeah, Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Is my entire WrestleMania excitement right there. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not because of the other guy in it, but I'm very excited to see what they do and hopefully make the right decision with Oba.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Oba goes over, like that's like persona non grata for me. So if he gets his moment, great. But I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk if something happens and they go Brock wins, LOL. Like they,
well, that's a great conversation. Like I can understand why you would feel that way, Jose. Like, there's not a lot of like meat on some of these matches. That's like it feels like the world title pictures are the only things they're focused on, and the rest are just trying to fill it in. But I do think that they started the Punk Roman thing a little early. Because again, it's not like they're going to have some can they coexist tag team match or something. Like they're not going to mix it up much beforehand. Maybe they might have one of those like pull apart brawls.
Yeah, they should have a brawl at some point.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they've said pretty much everything that we already know, and unless they got some real heaters in the chamber that I don't know about, what's promo battle number 4 going to look like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can only listen to them talk so much. It is, again, this is professional wrestling. We do love the promos, but we love the wrestling. That's why we're here.
Well, I was going to say, on that note, I'm surprised that neither one of them's really had a tune-up match in this. I mean, Punk just defended the title against Finn at the Chamber again, but Roman is going straight from the Rumble being his last match into Mania without so much as taking one bump.
Yep. And he's going to win the world title at Mania too. So it's happening there. Well, I think there's a chance.
Wow.
I think there's a chance. Yeah. I think there's a chance along the way, the next 3 Raws or whatever, that I think that the Usos could potentially, what Punk said to the Usos last week, like, yeah, they were angry, and on Raw, they played it off like they were, like, they were 100% with Roman, but I do think at some point they're going to look at each other and they're going to go, the stuff that Punk said, even though we wanted him to apologize, he was right. Like, that is true. And I think that they're going to eventually question Roman along the way here and be like, hey, are you going to apologize at all? Or are we really going to, I think there's a chance that it could go down that road as a kind of like offshoot story, because Pluggo's right. Like, unless CM Punk was going to cut a line about like Larry or something like that, like where else can they go that's going to be like, worse than what they've already said to each other?
Have the Usos and Roman team against Punk and then 2 other guys. You can make a story out of that. Well, the Usos leave Roman high and dry. Like, or vice versa,
Yeah.
have some sort of seeds planted just based on that match.
We could.
I agree, but I just
That's
don't
what I'm
think
saying.
they're
We
gonna
need
have Roman
we need
wrestle on live television.
something because it's what, a month out. There's 4 more weeks until Mania. I don't know what Roman's schedule looks like if he's going to be there next week, but whatever it may be, I just was like, I was looking at it Monday, and I was just like, I think they blew their load in terms of the promo battles a week early. Because they could have extended it, or they got to throw something else in there. But before we move on to anything else, did anybody else notice, by the way, that Raw got a little edgier? They were talking about death and killing, and they said some curse words. I was like, I can't remember the last time I heard on like Logan Paul was like, Austin was like, we're gonna kill him. I don't remember the last time they've said things like that.
Yeah. Well, Michael Cole openly said "Holy shit" when Oba picked us.
Yeah, the holy shit, and then like, I'm gonna beat him to death. We're gonna kill him. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do that shit on Netflix, so why not?
Yeah,
but they bleep out swears on my Netflix feed. So.
I say, what did they bleep out the other day that I was
Prick.
Like, oh yeah, Prick. I was like, that's not even. Come on,
I'm like, I go, first of all, I could turn off Raw and watch a plethora of Netflix TV shows and movies that are swearing left and right that they don't bleep out the swears. So why is my television show on a $25 a month stream platform that I pay for, why is my non-cable television show getting bleeped out for swears?
But Bluey's on Netflix too, and he ain't cussing.
Bluey's not on Netflix.
You know you get what I'm saying. Shut up.
I was gonna say, that's not true. It's Bluey. That's not.
You know what I'm saying, though. There's kids shows on Netflix. They're not cursing.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
WWE still considers them
Looney Tunes,
but WWE still considers themselves.
No, they
PG.
don't. But not really. If you they're
PLEs
not
are TV-14.
Yeah, they're not that anymore. Like, it's like, are you kidding me, bro? We're editing out swears on a platform that we all pay for.
Do you think if Zach makes a clip of this exact moment, he'll bleep out us saying prick?
I hope not.
Yeah, you know.
You mean to be funny? Yes, I would like that.
I mean, I don't know if Kimmel still does it, but I mean, Zach could go this week in unnecessary censorship, which is
I loved the unnecessary censorship, the best.
God, even back in like the YouTube poop days, just censoring things that didn't need to be censored. Like the Count from Sesame Street is the one that I always go to.
Yeah, hilarious.
There's just one big beep across this clip.
Yeah.
Getting edgy here at Love Wrestling.
I thought AJ and Bailey had a good match on Monday for the title. I thought that was a good match. I thought it was way better than the AJ Becky match.
And then after the match, Becky attacks AJ like a.
We might have to make this thing called Between Three Beers. Just have Jose on with the soundboard.
Yeah.
The man with the soundboard.
But I like the Becky Lynch attack. Clearly, we're running back either Becky and AJ, or it could turn into something big. But like, it feels like we're heading right back that way.
Based on how that match went at
not great.
At Chamber,
I would prefer it not be a
about
singles. I understand why it's probably going to be.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like a fatal four-way by having Maxine and Natty involved too would help even it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hate that.
Poor Maxine.
I wouldn't hate that.
The poor Maxine.
Because I mean, if you think about it, all of this kind of stemmed from when Maxine beat Becky for the title. AJ interfered. Then she drops the title back to Becky, and then in a rematch, Natty screws her over. And then AJ beats Becky for the title, and Natty was in the tournament to crown the first champion to begin with and hasn't won it yet.
Yeah.
There's a story there. They just need to find a way to combine the paths.
Yeah, I would like to see it be more than just a one-on-one. I think, triple threat, four-way, something like that would be a good way to go.
Maybe a stipulation, considering the fact that now we've been fighting outside of the ring, getting tossed into the stage, using the belt to hit AJ in the face. I don't know.
I mean, you could even, if you did that, you could even do the scenario where like Natty and Maxine brawl and it just ends up Becky and AJ for like the finality part of it.
Falls Count Anywhere match.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I preface this by saying I think we all love AJ Lee and we all love Becky Lynch. I just think that the chemistry in that last match wasn't great. So hopefully they figured it out.
It had rough moments.
Yes, so I hope they figure it out, or maybe you can add another element in here or two to kind of hide it and mask it a little bit.
honestly, what I would like to see happen before we even get to what the Mania match is, I feel like Becky still has some unfinished business with Jessica Carr. When was
That
the
is
last time we had a
true.
referee in a match?
A referee and a match.
It's been done before. It's just been a while.
Yeah.
So where's our statistician? Bluey is on Hulu. Oh, okay. All right. Relax. You guys get what I'm saying. Relax. Stickler for every. If you guys are holding me accountable for everything I say, oh boy, I say some crazy stuff.
I like it. I like
I've never even really. I don't think I've even seen an episode of Bluey, to be honest with you. My kids never.
I think I've seen one, but like depending on the episode, you will probably start crying.
As I say, my kids never really like. My older kids were well past the Bluey stage. I think my younger kids, I don't know if they ever got into it, or they just never watched it with me. I made them watch wrestling.
So I have a.
You will sit down and you will enjoy this Monday.
You will enjoy the wrestling. Paw Patrol. That's what my 3-year-old. My 3-year-old nephew's. He loves the Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol is pretty solid. My 10-year-old, when he was into it, when he was younger, it was crack me up. Was we would I would say the names wrong. I'd be like, Chase is fired up, and he'd be like, no, Chase is on the case, Dad.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Sky, she's fired up, and he's like, no.
But I also feel like part of being the adult around a young child is purposely saying things wrong to see what happens when you push their buttons. Like constantly being told it's Pokemon, not Pokemon. I'm like, are you trying to like make me angry? Because I will scream.
Great point, Ophelia. She says, being held accountable for what you say on the internet?
Yeah, who would have thought?
I just mean if you hold to what I say to factual, Pluggo said Bluey's on Netflix, and then you go to Netflix and it's not there, and you're pissed at me. Like, sorry, guys. I say dumb things, but I don't say dumb things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. A B2B exclusive. Spencer cut his mullet off today.
What? Why?
He had the mullet going for a while there. What do you mean? What?
Maybe
he wanted to change.
I know, but that thing was
wow,
beautiful, majestic.
Yeah, it was quite the mullet.
That's like cutting that gorgeous mullet is like slapping God in the face for giving you such a gorgeous gift.
It's true.
Like, what's the Love Wrestling version of like when you know how the Oscars and like the Emmys do the in memoriam where it's like gone but not forgotten?
Yeah.
Is it going to be that for Spencer's mullet?
On Saturday at LPW, they're going to have like a montage.
I will remember
you.
Oh, God, not that song.
Will you
remember me?
And then it'll just be the mullet, just the pile on the mullet. Should have taken a picture of it when it was on the floor.
Or the vitamin C as we go.
we remember. All right, we don't get
all the times.
We can't go more than 10 seconds.
I mean, but we'll get copywritten for a non-compelling cover.
I think so.
Listen, YouTube will see that and go, "That was so bad." It's okay. We're not gonna take.
It's not bad. It's camp.
Yeah, camp.
We're not gonna take a couple. Yeah, don't trust me ever. Ryan Sullivan says that's fair. I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
One last show. I didn't even know this show existed. My 3-year-old nephew, he loves a show called The Stinky and Dirty Show. And Stinky is a garbage truck, and Dirty is an excavator, and they're friends. And it's a kid show, there's groups, but they're all like trucks and like blah, blah, blah. And it's called The Stinky and Dirty Show. And he literally is obsessed with it. And I was like, all right.
I will not be looking for that on the internet because I'm afraid what I'll find.
The Stinky and Dirty Show. Like, all right, man.
They'll immediately flag you. They'll be like,
they'll
be like, why is he watching that?
Yeah, in the arms of the angel.
Yeah, no, I just find a video of the Stinky and the Dirty Show, and then I hear Careless Whisper start playing. I'm like, what is this show?
Yeah. And then you get like you do like the just the instrumental version of the Titanic theme. Just the instrumental version. So you just hear that and you're like, oh damn. Jack.
No, but it has to be the recorder version.
Never let go. Never let go. Even though you did let go and he sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Unbelievable.
So this is how marriage works, guys. I gave Mrs. Pluggo $40 cash fundraiser money, but she only needed 30, but I only had 2 20s. I said I needed 10 back.
No.
She gave
you don't get that 10 back.
No, but I'd rather she kept it, but she sent it to me via Cash App. So if I withdraw it now, I lose 15 cents. So I really got $9.85 back.
Fucking rigged.
What the
heck? 98.5 is our local radio station, and one of the DJs is retiring in May, so it all comes back full circle.
There we go. It's rigged. It's rigged.
Rigamores.
All right. Let's dive into it. This past Sunday.
Which one? Oh, we had so much stuff.
Lost. I know. Well, all right. First of all, before we go, you're a Yankee fan, you, Jose.
Yeah.
Let's
get this out of the way.
I didn't know that playoff Aaron Judge showed up in March. The hell, bro. Captain my ass. Derek Jeter wouldn't have performed that way. You know who the best player on the U.S. team was? Our tribal chief, Roman Anthony. Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, just know we all thought that Aaron Judge shit the bed.
What the hell was that, Aaron Judge? And look, Bryce Harper hit the big home run to tie the game. He sucked too. Yeah. They were the 3 and 4 hitters, and they sucked that whole tournament. Aaron Judge hit a home run in his first at bat, and it was awesome. It was an awesome moment.
All this to say, congratulations, Venezuela. You were the better team.
Yeah, they and
the whole United States run was kind of ass. Let's be honest. It's not. It wasn't great.
You see all those other teams and the way they celebrate and the way that they have fun, and you could tell Ronald Acuna's in the outfield crying the whole last half inning because he knows they're about to win. Palencia, your Cubs guy, Palencia, who I drafted in fantasy this year. I need him to get 50 saves. But anyway, your guy Palencia, he's crying before he even throws the last pitch. Like, it meant you could tell.
Yeah.
Especially, and again, it's with all of them, but especially with the Latin teams, the Hispanic teams, you can tell how much Puerto Rico, Dominican, you could tell how much it mattered.
Was on top of being just like a sports victory, that was also like a moral victory too.
Yes, and like Sullivan just said, the U.S. it looked like it was a business trip. Like it was like, and I'm like, dude, I get it, but like, have some fun, all right? This is supposed to be fun. Like it's very hard to not, even though I was rooting for the U.S. to win, obviously, it's very hard not to look at the Venezuelan team and how they would just interact, even when they weren't doing it, just the way they interacted with each other, all of it. It was like, how can you not want them to win? And my boy, William Abreu, stud.
I will say, though, 2030, because the U.S. lost this thing, they're going to come out of guns ablaze, and you're going to see a lot of more.
Don't say that about America.
But I'm saying, like, they're going to come out. Everybody's going to want to play because, like, the United States, they always think that they're supposed to be on top. They lost
last time to Japan.
I know, and but you heard them. We're gonna do it. We're gonna avenge the loss. Made it to the final, couldn't get it done. But also, these owners need to stop, because that's what DeRosa, he blamed the owners. He's like, I was trying to do right by the Padres. Shut up! Don't play in the tournament then.
Why are we listening to what that buffoon has to say?
Well, because they've got millions of dollars into Mason Miller's arm, and they don't want to blow it out in spring. I get it, but it's
I get it.
The nature of the beast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't put Derek Struble on your roster don't have Clayton Kershaw on your roster if he's going to be drinking beers in the bullpen and not be available because he said he pitched his last pitch. He wasn't going to. That's what I mean. Like, they need to redo the roster. They need to have players in there that are going to play. Like, Mason Miller's cool and he's great, but if he doesn't play, why is he got to, you know what I'm saying? Clayton Kershaw is cool, but if he isn't going to play, what's the point of having him on the roster? We got to
even before 2030, Pluggo. I mean, they are going to have baseball in the Summer Olympics in 2028 in LA. So.
Oh, is that coming? Is that coming back? So,
but I don't know. I don't know if the pros are going to do it though. I don't know if it's pros. I think it might be college kids for America.
That's fine. Yeah, that's why the World Baseball Classic became a thing.
NHL players were back, so who knows?
But that's why this became a thing, is because they took baseball out of the Olympics and then they created this.
Yes,
and it was listen.
It's been
I know we're shitting on it, but it's been an absolute blast to watch. I just think in terms of the United States side of it, I'd rather have players that are going to play than players that aren't. And because owners don't want to lose their investment, well, then we're going to lose this thing every year. But again, Danny Palencia, my dude. He even said like the Cubs weren't exactly thrilled of him pitching in that final, but he flat out told them, he was like, if it comes down to it and it's a save opportunity, he basically told him, he's like, I'm playing. And they went, as long as it's for a save opportunity and that's it. You're not just going in the seventh to throw, which we can debate all day if that's the right way to go about it or not. But yeah. Scott, Kershaw is retired, but he was on the roster. He took a spot and then they shut him down halfway through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Why is he there? Because of nostalgia? He could barely pitch last year as it was.
Yeah. And then Scooble's there, and then he decides he's leaving and going to spring training. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm going
to pitch in the most meaningless game in the tournament.
It's like, all right, well, you're the best pitcher in all of baseball. You're on our team. Like, we need you in the important games. Like, why did you commit to this if you weren't going to commit to it?
Again, and I would rather have, like, obviously you want Aaron Judge if he's a prime Aaron Judge, if he's on, you want the Bryce Harpers, the Schwarbers of the world. But if they're not gonna embrace this thing and have fun with it, give me the guys beneath them that are gonna be having a good time and gel as a team and not make it feel so businesslike. Like they just looked like they just stoic on that bench the whole time. Like there was hardly any fire. Harper hits that home run. They get a little fired up, but then they're just right back to, well, even in losing situations, the other teams are at least vibing and have fun. All these other teams just felt like they had more camaraderie going. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Like I had a good time. That game was awesome. Shout out to Venezuela, baby.
Yeah. The whole tournament was awesome. The whole tournament was awesome.
You know what's upsetting is there's not a Venezuelan hat on lids right now. There's not one. They didn't have one.
They have a nice color scheme.
Unless I liked it. I was going to buy one because as the teams got knocked out of the tournament, lids put their hats on half off sale.
Got it.
And then I was like, maybe the Venezuelan one sold out, but USA's is still full price, obviously. But.
Yeah. Maybe, Scott. Well, then maybe you shouldn't commit to being on the friggin' team.
That's what I'm saying, Scott. It's not that. Listen, I understand why he approached it the way he approached it. But are you telling me that we needed Tarek Skubal to pitch against Great Britain and that no, give me another guy that I can use more than that. That's all I'm saying. Like that, they handcuff themselves with all of these restrictions with these guys and handcuff yourself. Like, don't do that. Give me players. We had this problem when Team USA basketball struggled, and then all of a sudden they decided we're going to redo it. We're going to have a roster, and then we're going to construct it. We're going to have players that we can, because you just ended up with stars that were like, well, I'm not going to try hard because I got millions of dollars going. So that's why they rebuilt that program. They might need to think about doing that with the USA baseball.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. What do I know? I don't know.
A week from yesterday, technically a week from today, Major League Baseball will be underway.
Yankees
in a new season. The Yankees will be finishing in the top 2 of the division. I feel like, but it should be good. It should be good.
How many times, Jose, do you think we're going to see and hear this?
Dale, Yankee lose.
Jeter just sitting there with that fake smile. Just that fake smile.
You know what? I don't have one of those buttons, so you're a nice guy, and I love you.
Yeah.
That is JPJ's favorite thing that we play on a regular basis here.
Yeah.
We don't play that on a regular basis.
We play that clip more than we play other clips. I mean, we don't have a big clip repertoire, so that would be one of them. Yeah. It's either
probably because the clip repertoire went out the window when you guys spent all that money for soup.
It's true.
It's true. I mean, we still have this readily available.
Well, we can talk about him because his ass got shoved to the ground.
I know. I talked about it at the top of the show. I'm still mad.
Rizzler took a bump. Wayne Brady took a bump.
I mentioned the Chappelle. I was like, does Wayne Brady got a choke a bitch? I was just like, he should have pulled that line out after he got, he should have just been like, unbelievable. But yeah, Wayne Brady was there on the pre-show.
Yeah.
There was the opening match. It was Boom and Doom Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall against the Infantry, who Shane Taylor was there. So Rizzler gets all up in Shane Taylor's face, and Shane Taylor with no hesitation.
Well, this was after he already grabbed Wayne Brady.
He already grabbed Wayne Brady. Yes.
Over.
Yes.
Rizzler's looking at him like, "Hey, that's not. You don't get a big boom."
Yeah, and then he just goes and he just shoves Rizzler to the ground.
Yeah,
and the crowd was like, "No."
Shane
dude.
Taylor says, "Fuck them kids." Trisha Doyle's doing like some sort of like crunk like twerk thing.
Yeah,
and then Big Justice nails Shane Taylor with a spear.
He did the Braun Breaker run around the ring spear. Like that's what he
did. Let's play that out though, like before, because obviously they ran through that spot. We all know that.
Of course.
How much did you like Shane Taylor? My question is like, Shane Taylor goes probably in the pre-show before they're figuring, give me everything you got. How much of that do you? Yeah. Like as they're figuring out how much he has to sell, how much do you really think Shane Taylor had to sell? How much do you actually believe Big Justice has got a decent spear?
I mean, I think he probably ended up selling a little more than he thought he would.
Or a little. Yeah. I thought I was going to go a little less than he thought he was going to have to, maybe because Big Justice got some LBs behind him, and he really.
Well, I think it's also like I don't think he was anticipating the impact because it looked good.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, how much did Shane go? Oh shit!
I mean, Big Justice has hit that spear 3 or 4 times now.
But that first one was rough.
Yeah, but it looks pretty good most of the time when he hits it. Like it looks like you know.
So
I was just
this all to set up for a future Big Justice versus Brody Lee Jr. match.
Hell yeah!
God, don't get me
started. They could be tag
team. Don't get me started. Joey Janela, dude.
Joey Janela pile drived his ass.
He was talking so much shit on Saturday.
Unbelievable.
I was like, that kid is 14. Now, I know all parties involved have agreed to this, so I'm not knocking the age thing. But Joey, if you lose to Brody Lee Jr., bro.
He is.
It's when.
Yeah, he is losing.
We'll see.
This ain't no NXT, but that's his birthright.
Brody Lee has looked, as at least in promos that has done. Not too bad. He's a little fire starter, a little instigator, dude.
But also, he's training in the dungeon with Natty and TJ.
Sure, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. He looked good
in the clusterfuck last year. I feel like if Brody gets to wrestle, he can.
Yeah.
Oh, he's wrestling. Spring break, baby.
Yeah. I'm saying like if they actually do it like a real match, not like when Effie wrestled Izzy many moons ago.
Yeah, and I definitely don't have any qualms with because Billy Starks was 14. She was wrestling, Nick Wayne. You've seen it. As long as these people take them along and protect them, I have no problems with it. I think it's going to be a better match than people are probably expecting. And I trust
Joey Janela to do that with Brody Lee Jr.
100%.
100%. I don't have any. I was thinking. I was like, all this shit you're talking, Joey, from like a completely kayfabe standpoint. How do you come back from losing to a 14-year-old, my man? But hey, it's gonna happen.
It's Joey.
I know, but I'm just living in. I'm living in the moment.
I
think I don't live in this. I don't live in a logical moment.
Year. Yeah, because Brody won the clusterfuck last year by eliminating Joey.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean. Not a straight one-on-one match, but yeah.
Well, I think personally, somebody will probably come out and help Brody Lee Jr. win.
Oh, Brody's been talking shit, man, to everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. So that was the opening match in the pre-show. Really, nothing really much else to add. Big Boom and Doom will get the victory.
We then had QT Marshall gets a victory on TV.
Of course. We had a singles
victory.
Yeah, exactly. AEW TBS Championship match. These two would also be fighting in the tag team title match later on in the show that we'll talk about. But it was Willow Nightingale defending and defeating Lena. Is it Lena or Lena?
Lena
Cross. They look great together, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we all felt bad when Penelope got injured, but these two, I like it. I think it was
Lena and Megan
the right move.
Yeah. So Willow Nightingale defends the TBS Championship against Lena. I thought it was a good match. We talked about it. I thought that this match would go this way, and the later match we'll talk about went that way. But yeah, this was a good match. I thought Lena looked really good in it. We all know how good Willow is. This match was a fine match, a good title defense to kind of prepare for them battling in the tag match later on in the show, I thought.
Yeah.
Which tie that in there. I think we all figured it was time for the Babes of Wrath to lose these titles so Willow could focus TBS, and Megan Bayne has been undeniable. The match was cool. It all set it up.
Fair. I thought they were going to drop the titles a few weeks ago up until Penelope got injured mid-match.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was long overdue. I think we all figured this is now the spot. Why not just do it? Because you can't keep playing around with Megan Bayne, and Lena Cross looks to be just up to speed as much as she needs to be. So heck yeah, I had no problem. As much as I love Harley Cameron, I was like,
and
this
that's
was
nothing against Harley. I just feel I don't know if they were the first choice to win the tournament to begin with, but they made what they got. Harley got a nice little run out of it. It's going to be interesting to see how they reinvigorate the entire women's division now that we have a proper mid-card deviation from the tag team picture. So
and now Tony Storm. If Tony Storm is hurt, that her and Mina was an option. So now Mina's kind of got nothing. So they got a good tag division, but they they got some reshuffling they can do now.
And then the last match of the pre-show was the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW National Championship. The participants were Rocky Romero, Austin Gunn, AR Fox, Johnny TV, Scorpio Sky, Leo Rush, Dralistico, Anthony Bowens, Dalton Castle, The Beast Mortos, Trent Beretta, Commander, Daniel Garcia, Katsuyori Shibata, Roosh, Ace Austin, Tommaso Ciampa, Juice Robinson, El Clone, Ricochet, and the winner and new national champion, Jack Perry. I had a feeling it was going to go this way.
Yeah, I did too.
And then I thought we would continue the Ricochet Jack Perry feud, but I don't know if we're going to be seeing Ricochet around for a little bit.
I was going to say, what a not ideal is the wrong word, but timing is they could have made the switch at a better time.
I mean, it ended up being like I think the switch was happening before that whole thing happened.
Yes, but they went with it.
Yeah, but at least they made the switch, so now I would assume it might not become public, but I would assume that Ricochet is going to be suspended or off TV for a little bit. So now at least the belt is on Jack Perry. So like that belt, it's not a weird situation when it comes to the title.
Can we full stop talk about that for a hot second? I know we don't.
I mean, it's a story. We can absolutely talk about it.
I'm interested on your guys.
It was an idiot. Listen,
feelings.
There are certain things you can talk about as a heel, and you're supposed to be a dick, and that's what it is. I think when you start making fun of people who have real life situations, and this one a degenerative disease that has killed thousands of people,
not really curable either.
No. I think that is a line that even it's just you're not being a heel at that point. And do I think, again, I don't know Ricochet personally, okay? And I know he's people have a lot of fucking opinions about that guy. All right? Mm-hmm. I get it. Do I think he meant it to be, again, this is just on the surface. Do I think he was trying to be a dick? Of course I do. He was trying to be a dick. I don't think he meant it. I'm not thinking of the smart word for it.
In real life.
I don't think.
I think he was.
I think it's a real.
Yeah, Ricochet, the character.
But it was obviously a lapse of judgment. That's
it wasn't the right move.
You can't do that.
So here's my thing. Ricochet has always been known to put his foot in his mouth. So going off of like trying to get cheap heel pops here and there, talked about like how like WWE tarnished his legacy and all that stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. You're a heel, and on top of that, you left the company. You're working somewhere else. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Coming after people for appearance sake, like that's like trivial cheap heat. Of course, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get into like the health conditions of it all and just like doubling down and punching down the way that you did, and then try to like send like a half-ass apology that you didn't send separately, like it felt like you're just trying to cover for your image and everything, which I think is complete bullshit. I think that you're a dumbass and you deserve to be admonished for what you did. However, what people were doing as a byproduct of that and sending death threats to Samantha Irvin, absolutely not.
Crazy.
No.
And that's
you don't involve someone else's partner into their own bullshit when they had nothing to do with it whatsoever.
And don't in these situations the eye for the eye thing is like, well, he said it, so it's no. Like,
but
why?
that's not even an eye for an eye. If
Right,
it's
but
an eye
that's
for an
what-
eye. You go after Ricochet. You don't go after Samantha.
Right, but that's where they're justifying it, right? That's where I'm saying, like, it's, and then a couple, like 2 weeks ago, we had the Thea Hale post where she's like, I just think as an internet wrestling, as a wrestling community, we all need to be better. Us as fans don't need to make death threats to Samantha Irvin because of what Ricochet said, and Ricochet doesn't need to. We don't need in 2026 that type of heel heat.
Yeah,
and I
the
saw
internet in general has just become too hostile and too parasocial
for
anything.
It's too like,
not even
it's
just
too,
wrestling,
like,
for anything.
We could send the tweet and it's forgotten. It's just, we don't need that. Like, you could be a heel, you can be edgy, but you don't have to come after someone's disability and their disease and things like that. You don't have to do that. And then you don't, our response doesn't need to be, and I'm not saying ours, I'm saying like in generalities, I'm speaking to, doesn't need to be, let's go after his wife and send death. We don't need to do that. Like, does he feel remorseful for what he said? That's for him and only him to know. Like, let AEW handle it the way AEW is going to handle it. You can feel a certain way about it, but I just was like, let's not pile it on to now we're making death. Like, come on, guys. Like,
now here's the other thing, and I don't mean to jump the shark because we'll talk about like results in a moment, but
jump it.
It's also
this show is all about that.
Well, here's my thing. AEW is also kind of hypocritical because how are you going to say certain things are acceptable versus unacceptable by the company? Like, think about it. For the longest time, Mark Briscoe was not allowed on AEW TV until after Jay dies. And then Warner Brothers like, okay, we can finally let him on. He's showed penance. He's apologized for his comments in the past. Even just this past beginning of the year, when the Rascals signed with AEW, Trey Miguel does not get signed alongside them because apparently they had issues with homophobic comics that he made back in 2019 that he immediately apologized for and has actually shown improvement since. He's been a tremendous ally, and I'm saying that as someone not only in the community, but someone who's actually talked to Trey. He talks the talk and he walks the walk. I believe that he's changed compared to 6 years ago. When you're having people like Ricochet making those comments and he's not, I mean, he might be off TV now as a circumstance, but he was just given an inaugural championship run. You have Will Ospreay, who's been involved in so many different things, including what happened with Pro Wrestling E, hiring some of severe allegations for Wrestle Queendom to book that show, coming back the way that he did like it was nothing. Hangman Adam Page showing up with Marty Scurll after all those allegations in the main event for the world title. Ronda Rousey, who not only the stuff that she said about Sandy Hook, but just about the LGBT community in general, including transphobic remarks to a company whose second women's champion ever is a trans woman, now possibly jumping ship over there after she's finishing whatever she's doing with this bullshit MMA fight that she's doing that's not UFC. If it's good for one goose, it has to be good for the gander. You can't pick and choose when you're going to have a moral compass on who's getting involved in the company.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more of a Warner Brothers thing than AEW themselves. Because Tony signed Trey Miguel, he signed him, and Warner Brothers said no, and then they had to. Same with like, and Tony and AEW wanted the Briscoes for years, and Warner Brothers, I think, like we are, it is what it is.
But at what point does
Ronda
the minority
Rousey can make them money
take over for the entire company's decision making?
Again, if your boss is telling you no, your boss is telling you no.
But if Warner Brothers is a minority, are they really your boss, or are they just your business partners?
Do you want your show on television or not? Because I think that's unfortunately where, like, if he says no and pushes back to Warner Brothers, they'll go, okay, we'll take your show off the air then. And then where are they? You know what I mean? And I think that contract with TNT and TBS is really the lifeblood of what they do. Like Sullivan said, they have the power. They are your TV contract. And I think, again, we should be pushing towards Warner Brothers, because clearly they don't give a shit about pushing back about Jay Briscoe and the Briscoes or Trey Miguel, but Ronda Rousey, who they look at and go, oh, she can make us a lot of money.
But also,
so we're
Warner
totally
Brothers
fucking cool with
Paramount
that.
And that mega monopoly merger that they're about to have.
Well, yes, and that's a whole fucking other issue.
Yeah.
But like, I do think it's
crazy.
They look at it and they go, oh, Ronda Rousey, she's going to make us a boatload of money if she comes here. So we're cool. We don't care what she said. Trey Miguel, who's that guy?
Ronda Rousey is going to make them the money they think.
She's not. She's not.
Because the good thing about
but to JPJ's point is that Warner Brothers, how many people in Warner Brothers are like wrestling savvy? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that old when WCW was like Turner took over or AOL took over and nobody knew about wrestling. So they just see Ronda Rousey's name on the face and they go, okay, we could take the backlash that we might get for signing her. Trey Miguel, who's that? He said this, like Jay Briscoe. It's gross. Like, I'm not justifying it. I think like it's gross. I just don't know. And I hope that everybody, like, the landscape in 2026 is not the landscape that it was in 2000 across everything. Like, what was acceptable then is not acceptable now. What is acceptable? You know, we have to grow. And I hope, like, again, you're speaking very highly of Trey Miguel. I've never spoke to him one-on-one personally, but from everybody's account, that guy said some things, learned from him, has grown from him. I hope that Ricochet takes this moment as, hey, here's your chance to learn from it, grow from it, get better. Like, all of them. I hope everybody has grown and gotten better, but we have to figure out where the line there. I don't know where the line is. I don't set that line. I just go, you know, it's up to Warner Brothers.
On AEW either, because I mean, we talked about WWE.
I'm sure there's
less than favorable people. TNA has.
Logan Paul's in
the wrestling
company.
business as a whole is made up of equally shitty people as there are great people.
Yeah, sure, 100%.
And I think now in 2026, I think any wrestler, anybody has to go. I think you just have to be very conscious of what you say and what you do and things you thought you could get away with in the past. Like some of the stuff that you had mentioned, I think if it happened tomorrow, there might be some more conversations to be had than there should be. Especially like you said, billion-dollar corporations with stakeholders are going to have a lot more power and say than maybe we think they should when it comes to this, because they're like, well, we get this person in here, they could blow this whole deal up. So I think Ricochet's in a lot more hot water than probably we're even thinking about right now. Will he be back? That's for WBD to go. Is Ricochet worth the trouble? Is he worth the black backlash? And I mean, I like what Ricochet's been doing in AEW, but if they said tomorrow that they're letting him go, like, I wouldn't be shocked. Is he really that big of a needle mover? Because that's how they look.
Exactly. He's been doing really great work.
Sure. But is he a rating straw where you go, I gotta go catch, like Ronda Rousey? People are gonna go, I gotta at least see what this is about. I don't think anybody's going like, I gotta, So I hope he learns from it, grows from it, gets to keep doing work. But hey, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, man.
I mean, AEW takes people off of TV for less anyway, so
yeah, you gotta know. Like, if you send that tweet, even though you deleted it, somebody's
internet is forever.
Yeah,
do not forget that.
And we're from the generation, JPJ and I, where we did the internet was just we've grown up with it. We've learned but we all should know now in 2026, this shit is forever. Like, there's no excuses anymore. But
100%.
Some people could believe me. I get called an idiot on the internet a lot.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and that's just by your co-host.
Yeah,
I would never. I
don't know if he's never said idiot, but I would never. Maybe some of the
calling you a child of God anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what he says about me behind. I don't know what he's saying about me on Wednesday.
Only nice things. Only nice things.
He's like, that fucking guy's annoying.
They did, yeah. AEW did the thing with the battle royal that it ended the pre-show and started. It was going on,
which I'm getting so sick of.
Yes. I was going to ask, is that becoming?
Yeah, you did it the first time, and it was cool. I thought it was great the first time. I was like, oh, that was different.
But every damn pay-per-view?
Yeah, now it's a regular thing. It's like, now it's not cool anymore.
That's their thing.
I think you save that for like your big ones. A Double or Nothing. You do it for All In. You do it for Full Gear.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Revolution would.
I was gonna say Revolution's a big one. If they had a big four, you'd put Revolution in there, right?
But don't do that shit for Dynasty.
All In, All Out, Double or Nothing, Revolution. Is Full Gear bigger than Revolution?
I would say so.
I think those are the big four. Those were like the 4 original.
Well, I'm
ones
saying
where-
All In and All Out. Are you? Because
All Out was the placeholder for All In for the longest.
Yeah,
So-
But the problem is that they still have both of them now. So what's the fucking point?
So do we call? Are we moving All In as the All In Full Gear Double? So we got to move somebody.
Yeah, because I feel like All Out now it's just like the backlash of AEW. So I would say Double or Nothing, All In, Full Gear, and then Revolution can make up the big 4 now.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay,
that's how I would do it.
I'm not mad at it. Except that was like when they moved to this new model of 10 pay-per-views a year or whatever.
If you had
it
a
is.
big 5, I would put Forbidden Door in there, but that's mainly just because it's cross promotional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the first official match on the main card of the show was a tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It was FTR and the Young Bucks, another fantastic match between these two teams that saw FTR retaining their tag titles. And I obviously want our opinions about the match, but there was some stuff that went on after the match because a lot of people were awaiting the return of a certain team.
On this day.
And we got that return as Adam Copeland and Christian both returned after the match to...
And Adam Copeland is jacked, bro.
Yeah, he looked big. He looked big. Yeah, he looked
Sounds like he was
bulky.
playing a god of sorts.
Yes.
Swolled up, man.
Yes.
I thought coming back, we're doing this right.
Yeah, I thought this was a great opening match. I thought FTR would retain because we were going to get this match with Copeland and Christian. We saw some stuff on Dynamite between these 3 teams as well, kind of foreshadowing some stuff. And we found out that it will be Cope and Christian versus FTR at Dynasty.
It's going to be a good summer of this AEW tag team. You got Cope, you got Christian, you got Young Bucks, FTR. Circle that wagon. That's going to be a fun little summer of tag team wrestling, man.
Yeah, I think we can get a 3-way match at Double or Nothing potentially, or maybe we get whoever wins the match at Dynasty against the Bucks, which I think would be Cope and Christian versus the Bucks at Double or Nothing. It's kind of setting up the next couple months here between these 3 teams. I liked what they did on Dynamite. But this match was really good, Jose. I thought it was a great, I mean, not the opening of the show, but I thought it was a great opening to the main card. And just again, you put these 2 teams in there together, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a great match, and they delivered.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected anything less than a brilliant tag team match out of those 2 teams. And of course, they more than delivered. Because, I mean, you think about the components, they're always going to deliver, especially with it being in LA, which is basically the Young Bucks' backyard. That's definitely going to factor into it, having the family at ringside. But I don't want to say that the match was overshadowed by the return, but it definitely felt like it was the stepping stone needed for that return for Cope and for Christian Cage. So I'm
100%.
excited to see what's going to happen at Dynasty. But, I mean, we all knew this was going to be a solid tag team match regardless.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Nobody looked at this and went, "This is going to be off." It was good. Yeah. It was fine. It was fine. But I was, like I said, more intrigued on what we got out of this. Like FTR retains, the Bucks come out and cut that promo on Wednesday, which I did find a little cheesy on his. We're going to do whatever it takes to like fight our way back to the top. And then it's like, nah, because Christian and Cope came out. You guys played tug of war over the tag belt. So you're immediately going to be in this mix. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. But I think, like I said, I think we're going to get some really fun stuff. Cope and Christian doing a tag run, at least into the summer, leading into like maybe Full Gear. I don't know how much time Adam Copeland's got left in the ring. So him getting one good, more solid, proper run with Christian will be awesome. Cardinals got beat by VCU, Scott George says.
I picked VCU to win that match.
Ooh, suck it, North Carolina.
Well, the best guy got injured.
It doesn't matter. What are we standing up for North Carolina? You're a big North Carolina Cardinals guy?
But I picked VCU to beat them because if North Carolina's top guy was there, they potentially are an Elite 8 Final Four team. They were good.
They aren't that good.
But anyway,
they kind of ass. Sorry.
I'll tell you this: the next match, I don't know what. Timeless Tony Storm, Marina Shafir. I would have had Marina go over. I thought Marina should have gone over.
They're never going to do that, by the way. And you keep saying that, and they keep like every time Marina should go over, they have her lose.
I know. The irony is, we say the same thing about Mina Shirakawa, and then look what happened on Dynamite this past week,
which was an even worse mistake. If look at this is not a negative at Mina Shirakawa because Mina is great. But if Marina can't beat the lower level best friend, why do I care about her trying to get what are we doing here? Yeah. What are we doing here?
Beat this was the hell out of me.
I was excited this match happened. It was a short match. It was under 10 minutes, but I liked the match. I thought it was good. I thought it was, it was good. Yeah. Oh, Lou's trying to get out. Look, oh god, this poor bastard.
Lou said he'd be yelling. He's out.
Yeah. It was a good match.
Yeah.
And I understand why why Toni Storm would win a pay-per-view match. She's Toni Storm for crying out loud. But Marina needed she needed it more. She should have won there. I thought this was a great pay-per-view. We're going to talk about 2 or 3 other decisions that I just thought were very dumbfounding to me from a booking standpoint. This was one of them. I feel like Marina should have won. I didn't understand Toni just kind of going over in a rather quick bout.
Well, it looks like she went over, Jose, because they were setting up.
Well, yes. Something big did happen at the end.
Right. That's why they did it, because if Marina beats Toni, there's no reason for Ronda to get involved. But it was... and
Ronda couldn't have came out and help Marina beat her?
Yeah, they could have. But it didn't sound like either Toni Storm... Tony Khan really stamped that Ronda's all elite, right? I think he was she can come back whenever she's all elite either. Right, she can come back whenever she wants.
Yeah,
you could do a one-off with Toni, but I
don't know. It didn't make sense.
JPJ and I get along well for a lot of reasons, but mostly for hating the Yankees, except for Paul O'Neill. That dude was a G.
Shut up. You shut up with that. Jose, how did you feel
about Paul O'Neill?
Not about the Ronda, but just about this match in general. I know we had kind of agreed when we talked about it on Dynamite Up that we thought Marina should have gone over.
I mean, my thing is for a few matches on this card, people that should have gone over didn't go over.
Oh yeah, we got a few more to talk about.
Surprising to me, but I feel like, honestly, I feel like Marina, when given the chance to go, can be great. The problem is just we've never really fully invested in her as a singles competitor in any company.
Yes.
She's always been a good hand to have with a stable or in some sort of big person matchup. So getting to see her have a one-on-one, while it's a nice breath of fresh air because you don't always get to see it, it does also show with the way that she puts together a match just because she's not getting those singles reps in the same way that someone like a Toni Storm does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. I agree. That one to me was a little baffling. And then the next one was even more baffling because we had Jon Moxley defending the Continental Championship against Konosuke Takeshita, the third time that these gentlemen have fought. And it was a no time limit because they had a draw the last time. And once again, for some reason, they just refuse to give Takeshita his moment. And again, this is not an anti-Jon Moxley take because Jon Moxley is great. And I'm actually really enjoying the title run with Jon Moxley. However, what the hell are we doing with Konosuke Takeshita? Because he wins the match. He wins this belt. The Unified Championship match with Okada is sitting right there for you. And we just don't do it. He should have won the CC. We didn't do that. And now he should have won this. And we
ask
don't.
Ask him, Tony. Why are we avoiding Okada and Takeshita like the plague, man? Why?
I think it's half them avoiding it, which is stupid, but also this is why you don't do 50-50 booking.
It makes no sense.
Well, yeah, and I hate to say this, but that 50-50 booking, it's listen, you know me, I'll tweet at anybody, Spencer, but the Eliminator, that doesn't do anything. Those Eliminator matches, you win those, that's cool. You get a shot, but then you lose the shot.
Yeah.
It's almost like a foregone conclusion. And I don't know what the Death Riders are right now.
Well, the problem is they don't know what the Death Riders are either. Because Jon Moxley's leaning more face by the week. And meanwhile, you have Pac attack fucking Will Ospreay this past week like a mega heel. Yeah. Claudio's doing fuck whatever. Wheeler Yuta gets more heat than most of the roster entirely. Daniel Garcia will still get over if he does his dancing, but
also Moxley on Wednesday was healing it up as they were beating the shit out of Ospreay. So like, I'm like, who are you? And this would have been a great opportunity to like push Takeshita to another level. You had it there. You've had opportunities to do that. I don't know why we're waiting on Takeshita. And then Mox, you could have he could have lost the title. Well, and he doesn't need it with the stuff with Ospreay.
But they want to
that's where they're going. But we're going to do this.
I think they want to give this title to Ospreay.
But I'm saying we're going to do this thing now too, where Ospreay takes out each member of the Death Riders, so it gets to Mox, and then we're going to be sitting here going.
But it's pointless for them to do that because the Continental Championship has rules where no one's allowed at ringside.
That's why we brought Jose.
Yeah.
Listen. AEW pay-per-views, and this one was no exception. It was great. It was good. It's just when we get into these, the matches are cool, but when we get into these, when you get into this nitty-gritty of this particular booking situation, I'm like, what are we waiting for? What's the ideal opportunity? You got Okada in trios matches, and he's the Continental Champion.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Fletcher in these, hell, give me Takeshita and Fletcher. Takesha's been teasing leaving this Don Callis group for a minute. Like, just do it already.
Yeah.
Or turn Jon Moxley babyface. I don't know.
I just feel like everybody, like for the most part, when it comes to either the Don Callis family or the Death Riders, coming out of Revolution, or not Revolution, out of actually, no, it was. It was been a long fucking day. Yeah, coming out of Revolution, I feel like the stables have not been looking the greatest.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
Oh, we're going to talk about one of those stables a little later, and maybe the dumbest decision of the night.
We'll talk about the stables really quick. Like even on Wednesday, like Andrade didn't look like he wanted that money.
And on top of that, here's the other
none of this shit's making sense right now.
But since day one, AEW has always had an over reliance on stables and factions as their main source of storytelling. And it's not enough just to have a single storyline. You have to have a million other people involved. You're going to have some shenanigans happening to the point where you make a championship where you can't have any shenanigans happen, but you also revolve it around a stable.
Yeah.
Which makes no fucking sense.
But their two main stables right now are heels.
And even then, you have one of the stables win like a faction championship while two of them are singles champions.
Yeah.
While that faction that you're talking about has 18 other guys that could just be trios champions and has like poor Mark Davis, man. Poor like Mark Davis.
My extended family feels like it's smaller than the Don Callis family, and Puerto Ricans back in the day were Catholics that didn't believe in birth control. There's many of us.
There.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man. All right. That was good. I'll tell you what, this name that they gave Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, Divine Dominion, I'm in on that. That's a good name.
Yeah.
That's a good name. Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, the shortest match on the show. 5 minutes is all it took for them to dismantle the bait. Now, they played into Willow with the shoulder.
If we were going to be a tag team, we'd be Divine Dominoes.
I had Dominoes for dinner tonight.
Dominoes, we'd be all about that.
I had Dominoes for dinner tonight.
Yeah, we'll say Change Dominoes is probably like the better one.
They're up there.
Yeah,
I feel like I like a good Chili's. I like a good Chili's. If you're near a Chili's.
Well, I'm talking pizza chains, obviously.
Oh, pizza chains? Yeah. Pizza chains, yeah,
Domino's their pan pizza.
See, for me,
that's what I got.
Toss with the garlic crust.
That's good too, but I'm saying they got that next level.
Pan pizza, the pan pizza is like the old Pizza Hut pizza from when
that's what I was going to ask.
It's just delicious, crispy and like it's great. Like it's so good. I got a barbecue chicken pizza.
Hell yeah, that's what I go to.
Add a little banana peppers on there.
But I feel like I got to be in the mood to have a chain pizza just because our regional pizza here is that.
Yeah, you're in a spot where like you know.
Yeah.
You mean that neighborhood joint Domino's? You mean Domino's?
Now, yeah. Are there other? I mean, what are the Little Caesars, Papa John's?
I mean, we got
Domino's?
Little Caesars and Papa John's over here too. We got Pizza Hut, Domino's.
Yeah. Papa John's sucks, bro.
Yeah. We don't have California Pizza Kitchen, thank God.
We have one of those, but it's like you have to drive to it.
We got
fucking cardboard? No.
Yeah.
I mean,
We-
7-Eleven pizza, like if you're like a couple sheets to the win, will hit.
We have local chains that are really good. Like New England has a chain called Papagino's, really good, really good. Again, Domino's is probably more solid and better like every time. And then we used to have, they went out of business, but we used to have one called Bertucci's, which was really, really good. But anyway,
that sounds dirty, dude.
I digress.
Go get a large Bertucci's.
Yeah, so we have new women's tag team champions. I think this is obviously like we love Harley Cameron, but I think Willow needs to focus on the TBS title, and I think it was the right move to A, belt up Megan Bayne, much needed, and B, get Willow kind of away from a team so she can focus on just being a great TBS champion and kind of getting some stories.
Well, especially with Mercedes seemingly making her way back around as she does the world tour to drop these titles. That's a feud I think Mercedes is going to want to run it back, and babyface, Willow has never said no to anybody.
Yeah.
So she'll take that match. So yeah, and they set the stage for this. And like I said earlier, if you weren't going to belt up Megan Bayne here, like what are we waiting on? So I'd like to see what they can do with it. Hopefully they keep this focus on this tag division as they did with, to start, because those two are going to be great together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure are. Next match was a singles match. It was Swerve Strickland and Brody King. Didn't really call it a number one contenders match, but it was kind of, kind of looked like whoever won this was going to be the next guy heading for the world title. And this kind of went, I think, the way everyone thought it was. It was hard hitting. It was a good match back and forth, but Swerve was kind of always winning this, and Swerve was the victor
I saw some
here.
discourse that was saying that Brody should have won it.
I would have hated it.
I don't think that
I love
Brody winning it would have been a bad idea.
But-
I mean, you and I both made a good case for why Swerve winning made more sense. But
For sure. And we'll talk about...
Brody always is in the conversation to win these matches, and he rightfully should be. And every time they put him in these matches, I go, damn it, he's not going to win it, but what if he did?
Yeah.
You could have made the case that Kenny cost Swerve, and that's how we ended up, but they didn't go that route with Kenny costing Swerve. But what's next for Brody is more interesting, because obviously we know what's next for Swerve. He said he planted the seeds on Wednesday with that awesome promo.
I want to save that for after the world title match. We'll talk about that. I want to talk about the Swerve stuff. But
I mean, he's going to be an EVP.
Potentially.
Well, I mean, the other thing is that...
What do you do with Brody now? What's next for him? That's what
here's the other part of it is if you go later on in the matchup, his partner didn't fare so well either. So it makes you wonder if Brodito is going to be up to anything together or separate.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of intrigue here.
Yeah, there are some directions that people need to go in, and it's really going to be intriguing to see where we go.
For Swerve being an EVP, that'd be dope.
And Swerve being an EVP might lead to something that we'll talk about when we talk about the main event, because I don't know how we can get to that. Besides that,
I actually have a different thought, but we'll get there when we get there.
Let's save it. The next match.
Let's call it a tease, guys. You got to stay tuned.
Tease in the biz. Our next match, a 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW Women's World Championship that saw Tekla retaining 2-1 over Chris Statlander. She got the first fall. Tekla did. Statlander fought back and evened the odds at 1, and then Tekla was able to get the last fall after a spear. This was a good match. I thought all of their 3 matches were excellent. This was really good. I'm glad they added the 2 out of 3 fall stip to kind of differentiate it from the other one. But you and I, Jose, last week, and Pluggo, we all picked Tekla to retain. I think they went the right way. This was really, really good. This was a really good match. I enjoyed it a lot. And Tekla continues to impress me the more and more I see her all the time.
Now, the only weird thing that I noticed that people were talking about is for the first fall when she's doing that O'Connor roll and she has the bridge and she grabs the bottom rope, Chris is looking at her grabbing the rope and is also close enough to try to grab the rope herself and doesn't.
Yeah. Very odd.
Weird. Aside from that, it was great.
And she grabbed the rope literally a millisecond before the 3 count.
Yeah.
as well. It was also a very late rope grab. You know what I mean? So it was like he was already basically all the way down for 3, and she just grabbed the rope right at the very end. I was like, that timing could have been a little better.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, and again, that's a small nitpick to me.
Yeah, it played out exactly how we thought it was going to be honest.
100%. Yeah. Were you gonna ask something, Pluggo? What were you?
I was just gonna. This isn't a knock on Tekla at all because I think we all picked her. We all love what she's doing. It could have been an easy decision to put it back on Stat and run it back because she's been killing it. Like, Stat's always been a fan favorite, but these two's chemistry, like, you could have did this back and forth thing for a little bit longer, but I'm glad that they kind of cemented it with Tekla, said, here, this is what we're going to run with this. And, again, what we just talked about with Brody, now I'm intrigued to see where Stat goes. Kind of go back to a more edgy, like, heelish type character to get back, but
see,
hell yeah, dude, Tekla's money.
I think she's gonna just tweak her. She's gonna tweak it.
But here's what I think.
Yeah, like how do you tweener it a little bit?
Well, I think what she could do is, especially if they're going to wait for if Mercedes is going to come back to AEW sooner rather than later, have her and Willow go after the TBS title.
I wouldn't hate it.
Especially now that they've made up and everything too. We haven't had them in championship action against each other. It's always been like the Street Fighter. They were in the Owen that one year. Like, I want to see them actually like having made the better woman win. By God, like just good, clean, old fashioned championship match. And want to see what happens if Willow can finally best Chris, or if Chris is going to continue going down the totem pole.
And now that Toni Storm is injured, Ronda Rousey needs a Tekla versus Ronda Rousey for the AEW. I'm just kidding. I just had to say it because it's between two beards. I got to put it out there. But could you imagine a world where Ronda Rousey wins the AEW Women's World Championship?
No.
Press the button, Jose. I know you want to press the crickets button. You're itching. No? Okay, I got to put it out there. It's between two beards. This show, somebody's got to say it.
I mean, we didn't have to say it.
We did.
Once you put it out there, it's a possibility. And
Listen, it's got to happen, right? Because poor Marina took an L. She's not ready. Who is the next challenger for Tekla then? Where are we going? Where do you guys think we're going? Because they didn't do anything yet on Wednesday to, you know what I mean? There was it was just the Mina and Marina stuff.
If somehow Ronda Rousey ends up in the AEW Women's World Title picture, I'm gonna go. Wait, wrong button. I'm gonna go.
Are you gonna hate me? Will you be mad at me if I talked it into existence?
I won't be mad at you, but I will be disappointed.
I got trolled last week for asking where the Bellas were at, and everybody told me to be quiet, and here they are.
I mean, there's a reason that when I was in Indiana, I was on the opposite side of the state, Pluggo. I was away from you.
I know, and
that might be part of the reason if you're going to manifest Ronda Rousey.
Had that show, and I will tell you this: had that show happened any other weekend than the weekend it happened, I would have been there trolling you in person.
Yeah. That's okay. We had SRS anyways. It was fine.
Oh, sorry. No.
Yeah.
But if it happens, I'm glad you're in Buffalo and you can't punch me in the face via the internet. But
I would never.
I do ask though, and I obviously I'm kidding. I don't think that's where we're
I'm not the violent Buffalo wrestling media person. That's Hella J.
Sure.
But where does Tekla go now?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say Tekla's gonna have her pick of the litter. It's who they are gonna rise to the occasion.
Listen,
of her face. I think Athena.
Athena would be great. I think what we saw last night. I think Mina Shirakawa could.
Yeah. And especially with Stardom history there too, I feel like Mina could give her a really good championship match as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that could be a possibility. Yeah. I mean, you could. I feel like that's probably it. Athena is obviously an obvious answer, but I don't know.
Athena's got to drop that ROH title.
I mean,
got to do it.
I don't know. But I'm
how is that? I still don't understand how that talented of a woman's wrestler in a division for the longest time that wasn't stacked like it is now. They don't have a place for her on the main.
It all comes down to who's booking the show and who hadn't been able to book a women's division successfully in 6 years.
But now you got it, and you know how good she is. You signed her for a reason, and she's done wonderful things in Ring of Honor.
I don't understand.
You don't have
them signing
another
these, tremendous wrestlers to have them either sit at home or to not be on.
Yeah,
your
don't
main
get me
TV
started. You start on Britt Baker, but I'm just saying, Athena.
Well, I mean, they did it with Deonna Purrazzo. They signed her January 2024, and then immediately after that, like you have Taya. She gets a feud with Jade for the TBS title. Doesn't do anything after that. Deonna comes in. She feuds with Tony for that Revolution, get the world title shot. Then doesn't do anything because immediately move on to the next hot thing, which was Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
You've had so many certified hoopers come and go in and out of AEW, and he didn't do anything with them. I'm talking you had Awesome Kong. You had Mercedes Martinez. Like, you had Aja Kong. You had some big names in your company, and you fumbled them because you couldn't book more than one women's match on a TV past 9:30.
But if we moved Athena up to the Dynamite World Championship, Women's World Championship picture, or in the team, is it really going to hurt ROH that much? There's not another person to throw. That Billy Starks is right there.
ROH is not going to get the TV deal, no matter how much Tony Khan thinks that keeping Athena down there will get them.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you have to pass it on to other faces. Let Billy have the world title already.
We are wasting that woman's prime years on a streaming service that nobody subscribes to. And I hate it for her. Hello, Eric. Eric's in the chat. Our buddy Eric. Hi, buddy. How are you? Yeah. What's up, man? We're talking AEW stuff. We're talking Revolution. I'm rabbit holing. We can get back to the card. My bad.
Yeah. We had our trios match for the AEW World Trios Championships. I thought this was arguably the best match on the show. This match was awesome. And it saw Mystico and Jet Speed crowned the new AEW Trios champions as they defeated Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis. I did not expect the titles to change hands back, especially to Jet Speed again, like in this type of thing, as quickly as they did. That just goes to show me at least, that they never really wanted to take those belts off of Jet Speed. They just had to get him off Hangman because of what was happening with Hangman.
Poor Hangman, dude. It's got to feel like a real bum today.
But right after the match, they announced Mystico got the graphic, and he is signed to All Elite. Tony at the press conference said he will split his time between CMLL and AEW. But we have new Trios championships. I like the team of Mystico and Jet Speed. I love
semi-new, but yeah. Well,
not really like new because Jet Speed had them literally.
You know what my favorite thing about this team is that people are trying to come up with a really clever name for it, and Speedball's on the internet being like, "No, guys," but then Veda's like, "You kind of started this." Mysticock was my favorite.
No, I was partial to the abbreviation for Canada, United States, and Mexico.
What was it? Oh, wait.
Well, they didn't put the S.
Oh, wait. Oh, I get it.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Yeah, I get it. That took me a second.
Yeah, I think we all thought, and especially JPJ and I don't know how you feel about him, but we had really started to fall in love with Mark Davis's work. And we were like, this guy finally has a championship. He's with Kyle Fletcher, Aussie Open stuff. We
talked about this, yeah.
And then poor Mark Davis. He doesn't have a championship. Hangman doesn't have a championship. Guys we love are losing titles.
But the funny thing is, to me, is that it took them coming up with, so Mark Davis gets injured. Kyle Fletcher turns into a massive single star. Then Mark Davis comes back. He joins the Don Callis family. Doesn't really do anything with Kyle Fletcher. Then Jake Doyle gets signed. They become a tag team. They have their tag title match. Jake Doyle tears his bicep. So now it's Mark Davis who's on a single run. And then they decide, hey, we need to get the trios titles off the Hangman. So we're going to have you with Kyle, who's already the TNT champion, and Okada, who's already the international champion. You guys are going to go over. Mark Davis wins his first championship in AEW, teaming with Kyle Fletcher, not his Aussie Open, with Okada, to drop it a week and a half later.
And to decide to put that stipulation on Hangman where he can't challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again, to have him lose the belt that he can theoretically keep, and now he's beltless. This is just interesting. But
Mark Davis did have a banger of a match on Dynamite last night.
Dunkzilla. He's off. He's off.
Yeah, that Ultimate Weapon was fucking brutal.
It was unbelievable. Listen, Speedball's a stud. Yeah, we've known that. Mark Davis, week by week, becomes more and more a favorite of mine. He is just unbelievable.
I had thought that we were going to pull these belts off of Speedball and Kevin Knight as well, because they have built themselves up into a great tag team, but viable single stars as well.
Which also brings up the point of why does everybody have to be in a damn faction in AEW?
Yeah. And then you have the 2 trios belts that theoretically Kevin Knight and Okada would rule. Speedball and Okada, we've seen them all, but you could have them challenging for those belts in separate instances and have trios belts built in for other people that don't have things to do right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but they got to figure that out, because it's too easy. We complained about it in WWE for years when they would just like, oh, you're a WWE Women's Champion. Well, you're in the tag division too. And
you also have 4 mid-card championships in AEW for no fucking reason.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So like you've got the people to do it. You've got the one, but hey, I'm not complaining. That match ruled, but I'm just saying, like,
it was very good. It was a very, very good match. Well, I mean, listen, enjoy Jet Speed while you can, because it's just a matter of time before Kevin Knight goes to the dark side and knocks Speedball's head off.
Say that again. That was the way you laid it in on that one. The dark side.
The dark side.
The dark side. Oh yeah. You haven't gone full Boston in a while, man.
Yeah, he's gonna knock his head off. It's gonna be wonderful.
He's been tame over here on these parts.
He's been on his best behavior.
Life is good. I got nothing to complain. My Celtics are going to be the number 1 seed in the East. Go to the conference and go to the championship.
Even when the Patriots lost the Super Bowl, he wasn't full Boston.
They were Celtics are going to have like good seating. The Bruins are in a wild card slot for the NHL. Like
Bruins stink.
Roman Anthony has a massive.
Stud.
He's a stud.
It's a fucking tree trunk. 21 years old. Trunk.
After 5 years, I mean, we've had some good times. No offense, like when Boston is struggling in the sports game, you go, man. Hey, but hey,
it's a shame the Boston Raiders lost Ilya Rozanov.
Yeah,
if you know, you know.
Yeah.
No idea what you just.
That's a heated rivalry thing, I think.
Okay. I was told,
and somehow they're doing something at Fenway this summer.
Are they? Are they filming something?
I don't know what they're doing, but I saw like the heated rivalry account, Rachel Reed and Harlequin, who's her book publisher, saying I'm coming to, and then they crossed out the cottage and they put Fenway Park.
Oh, that's cool.
So now maybe the Red Sox are going to have some sort of heated rivalry.
They could have a heated rivalry night, yeah.
But it makes no sense for baseball when it's a hockey show.
Yeah, but they've had the thing at Fenway, the hockey games.
You gotta listen when you're not playing hockey. You got to do something.
Listen,
go out to a game.
And I don't know, is Buffalo this way? Like I feel Boston. A lot of the sports teams they intermingle. Like the players of other teams are constant. Like is that like the camaraderie?
Right now, I wish they weren't intermingling the Bills and the Sabres right now, because I don't want Brandon Beane or Joe Brady near the fucking KeyBank Center ever again. Because normally when they're there, we lose.
Well, they are the Buffalo Bills. But anyway, I like your
be nice.
I love Josh. He's about to be a dad. He's going to be a dad.
Yeah, no, I love Josh Allen. I'm just
listen.
Right
that'll change you, man.
That's the great. Well, nabbing her is the greatest victory he'll ever have. So anyway.
I just meant like now that he's a dad, he's like I gotta get the Super Bowl title.
I gotta get this ring.
Gotta get this ring. Get it over.
Yeah. That'll be generational wealth right there.
There it is. This Andrade and Bandito match was probably the best match, if we're being honest. Probably the best match of the night. Yeah, we would think.
I mean, it's already a match of the year contender.
Yeah.
Did anybody think differently when he walked out and they set this thing up? We're just like, that's your match. Like shit, you don't. Need
we knew it from the early onset. It's like, oh, this match is gonna fuck.
Yeah.
And that was before Andrade took off his pants.
Yeah, they just with that whole segment, they just gave it to her. They were like, yeah, we're just giving you this match for free with no, like, we're just doing it. Like, there's no build. We're just fucking doing it with these two guys.
Now, here's my other thing. Technically, Andrade owns a pinfall victory over the Ring of Honor World Champion, even though this was not a Proving Grounds match. Does that mean that he gets a future Ring of Honor World Championship match? Unless Don Callis says, hey, that Ring of Honor is beneath us. We only want AEW championships or New Japan Championship.
Nothing is beneath Don.
No,
come on.
Well,
and it hasn't been for quite some time.
And I will say, last night, one of the things I did like about that show, which I thought, like I said, it was from the last month of Dynamites we got. Last night was a significant stuff, and that crowd fucking blew last night. I don't know if it was they were full, and I saw them. I don't know if it was the audio of it, but that crowd was quiet.
Well, it's also what happens when you only use a third of the arena to try to jam pack it in.
Yeah, that's true. But one thing I did like throughout the whole show last night was how many people said, like, Andrade said he was going for the world championship. Darby Allin said he was going for the world champion. Like, there were multiple people throughout the show that haven't been super duper involved with Max that said, I'm coming for the world title. So I thought that was one of the
Darby didn't even say that. He just said, Max, I'm coming.
Yeah.
He didn't even, he was just like, I'm going to die.
Okay.
Either I'm dying or I'm coming for you, Max. And I was like, shit.
Well,
Darby,
speaking of them.
Who's them?
The Darby.
Yeah,
why
Darby.
the hell are the dogs losing this match?
They lost that match. They lost the coffin match.
I don't care about them losing singly. You want to lose singly? That is one thing.
I care if you're off the heels of that, because it don't look good. It's just like you're not invested in them as much as.
I feel like the main reason they lost the trios match is if you're gonna have Roderick Strong finally on the same page as Orange Cassidy, it can't just be for like 4 days. Like, they have to kind of see it through and get their comeuppance. Because the dogs have been dog walking them for a month. And that was before David Finlay got there.
Yeah, I just feel like it's their first pay-per-view match as a full unit, a full trios. You talk about getting the trios titles on an actual trios team. This is your trios team right here.
Well,
and you have them lose.
Right now might just be regular tag team because somebody got put in a coffin.
That is true.
And that was after the sedan flipped over.
Well, let me tell you, that was the highlight of that match, because once they got into the arena, that match was as blah.
The highlight
as
of the
blah
match was
could
not
be.
the match. It was the pre-tape segment where Darby tries to commit vehicular manslaughter.
Literally.
Yeah, can I? I'm glad somebody else said it, because I did not have a good time in that coffin match.
And such an anticlimactic way to end the coffin, like just the dive and then he just fall. I'm like, what?
You know what? Is this a safe space?
Of course.
I did not really enjoy Dynamite last night.
That's what I said I was telling him. I said, look, it was missable. If you were gonna miss one, you could have missed that one. Last week, I missed Dynamite Live because it was one of those weeks where I was like, I know my body. I'm just going to call it. Like, I just don't have it tonight. I wish that would have been me, because last night I was locked in and I was just like,
it wasn't given what it needed to give for it being the show after a big pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
There was not a lot of, and I like Darby. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not the big, okay, you're coming for Max. Okay. But you just did that off of the heels of your new signing, you know what I mean? Like,
and I think the only reason why the dogs lost, and then you also have Gabe lose the coffin match last night, is because Darby in some way, shape, or form has been feuding with the Death Riders and or their subsidiaries for over a year and a half now. Mm-hmm. This better be where he finally moves the fuck on.
Yeah, he needs to.
And my problem with Darby, I guess, is if he's not doing the holy shit thing, which scares the absolute piss out of me, because it only gets ramped up as he can only, you know what I mean? He can only keep going. You're never gonna see a technical match out of Darby Allin, and he has to be coming from behind every time. So I'm like, all right, like you're gonna be my world champion, like, okay. I just don't see it because of the way he's presented.
I don't see it
his style is not. I'm not saying he's not. I think he's gonna win it, right? Like Mick Foley won it, Mankind won it, and he's gonna win it. There's a place for him to win it. I just don't know what that looks like.
But also, this isn't like to be shady, but when it came down to actually wrestling, there were times where Mick Foley looked a lot better in the ring than Darby Allin did on a technical level, aside from just
sure. But I just mean that style, that car crash style of wrestler. And again, this coffin, he was biting dudes. That was okay. Like
a high spot does not a world champion make.
No,
he's over as fuck, and the crowd loves him, and we're all behind him. But when you look at unfortunately, Hangman is not in it anymore, but we have Swerve, we got Kenny, we got
Andrade.
MJF, Andrade, Brody, Benito.
King.
There is such this log jam at the top right now. We're like, okay, like Darby can overcome it, the big ultimate underdog. Great. I don't know. And then like when he cut that promo last night, I was like, yeah, you're coming for MJF. Okay, are you going to be able to get there? Because that's the other side of this is we lost the Darby arc. The Darby arc was there, and then he had to go climb Mount Everest, which I get. Opportunity of a lifetime, yada, yada, yada. Maybe that was the best time. Then he also, like, he had that weird fluky thing where he got hit by a bus and he was injured. And, he was
injured before he got hit by a bus. Then he got hit by the bus.
That's true, yeah.
Because
his style just doesn't...
got delayed because he got injured. He
that's
had to do that way later than originally planned.
His style just like, I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't know if we have enough faith to put it on him.
Darby was the original guy that was going to beat Moxley for that title before all that shit happened. Yeah. And then they pivoted to Hangman and the crowd wanted Hangman and they went that route. Like it was going to be Darby that finished that story for AEW. Like that's what it was.
I feel like that would have been one you had to do it because now we're not talking about someone like a Jeff Hardy winning his first WWE championship where he actually proved himself at that caliber. It just seems like Darby's been doing the Darby thing for so long and now it's overexposed.
Yeah, 100%. It's not exciting anymore because it's just, and hopefully maybe now the promo saying I'm coming for you, Max, which I assume is, hey, I'm coming for you and the title. Maybe that gives Darby another layer because I look at, again, you're going to laugh at me. I look at Darby and AEW the same way, not from a wrestling standpoint, the same way I look at Jey Uso in WWE. They were doing the same shit over and over and over again for a year and it wore off and people don't care, And
I mean, the only difference is that with Jey Uso, they struck while the iron was hot.
Exactly.
And they had he's right. And plus right now there's so many other things above what Darby's doing where I'm like, and then again, like I said, it was off the heels of this new faction who I don't know a shit ton about Gabe Kidd and, David Finlay and all this. And I don't watch as much as I should. But I'm like, if this is your hot new faction that you're bringing in that's going to disrupt, like, we can't just have Darby Allin be this faction slayer because that's what he's doing, essentially. Yeah. It's like, one by one, I'm going to beat everybody. And it's like, all right, man, like, damn. Put it on him already.
Yeah.
Do people still care about Joe Hendry, Eric? I think so. I mean,
he's
but
the NXT World Heavyweight
Champion. I will say, though, there's that's another one where they're kind of getting it's getting cute down there in NXT with that men's division. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the cupboard is bare when it comes to like actual stars that.
That's what I mean. There's not a lot for him to do right now.
No. He's been the case in NXT for a while now, where it's just been they've been getting lapsed by the women's division every turn possible. So.
Well, it's because they get all excited. They get all. Joe Henry's not a transitional champion in the sense that like he's transitioned he's a transitional champion as they're transitioning the division.
Yes,
they don't know what to do right now, and it's all a timing thing. And that maybe that's the part of the Darby thing. It's all a timing thing. Like you said, if you would have pulled it off with Mox, okay, I can get behind that a little more than I can right now. Where I go. That's your focus? It should be your focus. Every wrestler should focus on the world championship, but I'm going long in the tooth here. But right now that's log jammed up where I have more interesting options where I'm like, I'd rather see that.
I think it's just the time has passed, sadly. It is.
It could be. Yeah. And I mean, hopefully he can always get it back. There's time, don't get me wrong. But right now, I don't know.
I'll maintain dumbass decision having the Dogs lose that match. First pay-per-view match, they should win. But then we had main event, world title, Texas Death, MJF, Hangman Adam Page. If Hangman loses, he can never challenge for the world title as long as he lives. And guess what they fucking did?
Question before you guys go off. This was dubbed a Texas Death match.
This was gnarly. There's some. That's
what I was gonna say. What's the
syringe going all the way through is fucking gnarly,
dude.
That was fucking gnarly.
I like death matches.
It didn't like.
I'm excited for GCW's Tournament of Survival, the death match tournaments they do. I get the Nick Gage Invitationals, I get, but man, some of that stuff I was like, oh, the syringe thing always gets me.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say for this one is, don't say I didn't warn you.
Right?
Because what did I say when we did our predictions, JPJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had Phil Lindsay on last week, and all three of us were saying Hangman should win. They shouldn't do this, but we were all scared shitless that they were going to do it.
I was firm.
And let me tell you, and again, MJF right now for me, pound for pound, complete package, best wrestler in the world for me. When I talk complete package, everything, he's the best. And he proved it, and he cut that promo that they showed on Dynamite, and he said, best dog collar match ever, best Iron Man match ever, best Texas Death match ever, and tell me where he's telling lies.
No, all right, and range, and he has the resume.
I know we're going over, but we don't. We're gonna I'm gonna put this comment on the screen, and we're all gonna answer on the count of three. Because Eric asked, "Do you like that it was no more title shots ever, or just while advanced?"
It should have been
1, 2, 3.
No.
It should have just been with MJF. I think Hangman might have flubbed it, and they couldn't go back on it, because that's what we all said when he said it. Was, do you mean just MJF? No, Hangman meant fucking forever. And like I said earlier, MJF said 20 years last night. He's got a GOAT pass, and it really sunk in where I'm like, shit. I can't believe they did this. It was everybody unilaterally was like, why did you paint yourself with this guy? And I think it was Alvarez. I'm going to try to give him credit.
Yeah,
he said, this guy is not 40. He's 28. Or something like that. He is young enough where you have him locked in as this is not some older guy where you go, okay, it makes sense. This is a dude that you have legitimate.
He's like 30.
Yeah. He's young. He's young.
And MJF,
34. Okay. Yeah.
MJF even said it in his promo last night. MJF said, for the next 20 years, you cannot challenge for this for 20 years. And I'm sitting there going, there's got to be a way. And I don't want to just gloss over this match, because the match was violent. There was glass. They had the spot on the stage where they dove off and the table exploded, and they did the hanging thing with the chain with MJF at the end when Hangman went out. The way he hit the camera with the blood stain on the camera was excellent. The way
that
they
shot
filmed
with
that.
The way that he falls off after passing out, where the blood stain on the camera, that was a great closing visual.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was naturally planned to happen. That might have just been a happy act. Just the way it happened was awesome, and that closing shot with MJF standing over him with the title and the smudged blood on the it was just
great. It was good.
And Brian Alvarez, in that comment in that video that you probably saw, Pluggo, that I think we all saw, he says, he was like, I don't know what you do now, because the only way you get out of this is by some bullshit, and you're going to turn yourself into a bullshit promotion,
which is what you're trying. Yeah, exactly. He was basically alluding to other companies go against their word. You, to this point, have not.
Yes.
Cody never did. You know what I mean? You either break it and become the company that figures out ways to break it, or you honor it and you've just burnt one of your top guys in your top.
I think
prize.
If Swerve beats Omega and he becomes MVP, that's your loophole.
And that's
I want you guys to explain to me that, because I have a theory as to how that. I want to hear.
I threw it on when Swerve cut that promo. So Kenny challenges him to put up the number one contendership on the line. Swerve says, I have an ultimatum for you. Swerve says, all right, I'll put up the number one contendership on the line, but I want you to put your EVP status up on the line. My thought process immediately was, okay, Hangman can't challenge for the world title anymore. Swerve wants Kenny to the EVP. Swerve becomes an EVP. Swerve then wins the world title. And then Swerve, with his EVP status, says, I'm fighting you, Hangman. Or it's me and you.
Why? Why would he do
because
that?
he hates him. They have a
Why?
rivalry.
But why would he? Exactly. But why would he just give it to? He'd have to sit there and needle at Hangman to the point where Swerve finally cracks and goes,
I feel like if
I'll give you a shot.
You turn Hangman heel and Swerve and Hangman becomes like this gnarly ass tag team built on hatred, not only for themselves, but for everybody else in the company. And that could be where you could eventually have like, hey, you know what? I'm not going after the world title right now for fuck whatever reason, but you know what? We're going to right this wrong. You can challenge for the world championship again.
You're also, though, there's a person above the EVP that could just say, we're not, you guys made a verbal contract. You need to honor it. Tony Khan has to.
Last time that Tony Khan got into some hot waters with his fellow EVPs and he took a little pile driver in the middle of the ring.
Sure. But again, at the end of the day, that's where I'm saying like, that's all great. Like, I don't think you got, but at the same time, I'm now looking at like, why would Swerve give a man he hates a title shot?
I think they threatened it out of Tony Khan. And
then Tony Khan has to, but then you become that bullshit company where you're like, you made your bed. You chose to do this. You went ahead and said it. I wasn't going to force you to say it. Now you're going to force me to give it back to you. And then we can just run. Listen, it's
a combination of nothing is original in wrestling, but also this is what happens when you book yourself into a circle.
Sure. How long though? Because we can't do this thing where Kenny or Swerve wins EVP status at Dynasty and then at All In.
That match is on Dynamite next week.
Right, but okay, but whatever I'm saying, but we can't all of a sudden then Hangman at Full Gear is getting a world title shot. This thing has to linger for a minute.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's
in 2026 it would be too quick.
Yeah,
am I wrong?
I read a report that said Hangman was taking some time off, so he might be gone, might be off TV for a while. Yeah, no, I think it would be later on this year type of thing. Or
I even think that's too quick.
Maybe. Yeah.
I just think you have to let it sit for a minute. You got to let Hangman sit there and stew on it for. If you did 2 pay-per-views, he's going to get a shot. Okay, then why did we do that?
True.
Because that's still too fresh. Because if the WWE pulled this shit, you'd be like, wait a minute. Didn't you just tell us at WrestleMania that he could never challenge again? And here we are at SummerSlam, or here we are at Survivor Series giving him a shot. It would be too fresh. I don't know how you do it. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I just wouldn't sit right if you did it quick. Right?
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, for sure. So would you rather pull the Band-Aid off and just get it over with now and burn a lot of goodwill with your fan base and try to rebuild it? Or do you sit on it for a while and let us kind of forget about it and then do it?
I feel like a lot of the goodwill kind of went away after Revolution, after like how that stipulation played out. Because if Hangman is not leaving the company, it's just kind of okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but you can. But is there more intrigue in having what does Hangman do now than having his buddy, frenemy, winning VP status? And you know what I'm saying? Where's the better intrigue? Like figuring out what Hangman does next, because it's like there are other titles he can play around with. Plus, we also, as we talked about with Darby, Will Ospreay's back too. He's got to be.
You got to make the other titles mean something, and then I could see Hangman having something. Because right now none of them do.
Yeah,
and maybe Hangman's the guy that makes him mean a little bit.
Maybe, and also I do think, and Scott mentioned it in the chat. We're kind of fantasy booking a way to get around this. Because I think we all think it wasn't the best decision to do that. But there's a good chance. Dynasty is happening in Canada. There's a good chance that Kenny Omega just beats Swerve next week, and it's MJF and Kenny for the title in Canada at Dynasty. Like, I don't necessarily, you know what I mean? There's a good chance that just happens. And then we're all figuring out another way of how they eventually get this stipulation off Hangman without turning into, as Brian Alvarez said, a bullshit company. So, I don't know. I thought the Texas Death Match was good. It was very good. I don't know how Hangman can never be AEW World Heavyweight Champion. It just didn't make sense to me when they booked it that way. And I was like, Hangman has to win because he's the man. It can't happen. And now we got to just, I guess, see how it goes. It just sucks. It sucks. I just don't know how to do it, But on
that overtime note where we're all sad because Hangman, we are sad. I'm not. I think you gotta. I don't know.
I love Hangman.
We can talk about this for hours, but we're not going to do that to you guys or you, Jose.
Yeah. But Jose.
Oh, fine, Jose. We're going another 2.
I'm like, you guys could go another 2. It's your show.
No, I gotta work in the morning. I got that shoot job because Brian Alvarez hasn't called me to work for him yet.
There you go.
So I gotta go to the shoot.
Jose, always a pleasure having you.
Appreciate the invite as always.
Absolutely. Please let the people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, what you got coming up down the road, my friend.
Yeah, so Jose on the air everywhere, basically. Wednesday, we should be back at Body Slam, myself and JPJ. That is for Dynamite Up after AEW Dynamite. Next Saturday, some more of the Mother Tech and Post show at our local establishment. Myself and Auntie Collins talking RuPaul's Drag Race. And just other shenanigans. Just keep an eye on my socials. You never know where I'm going to pop up. So, yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Pluggo, do the dang thing, bruh.
Okay, yes, I am Pluggo. You can find me everywhere at Pluggo on all social media platforms. You search Pluggo, my face pops up. Eric said he's a big fan of you. Yeah, I'm a big fan of both of them together. It's one of my favorite duos. At B2 Beers on all social media platforms every Thursday night, 8 p.m. We're right here. You'll have to stay tuned to what we got going on. The road to WrestleMania. You never know who's going to pop in and talk that. Saturday, like I said, I'll be back with Blair Pacheco at 4 Exposure Pod on all social media. So we're going to be talking heavy LPW, the anniversary show. I'm sure we're going to chat about the GCW fallout that happened over the weekend. There's a lot of moving parts to that. Like I said, my man Marco, my preview. I wrote one. I did it. I sat down. I wrote. It was awesome. I can't wait to have everybody read it. It'll be up, I think, by the end of the night. So by the time you get off of here, it could be up. And then I got a couple of other things in the works. You'll just have to stay tuned to socials. I don't have everything 100% confirmed, but I think I'm running Wild Wells Mania next weekend ahead of Square Circle Expo. Indiana content creators rise up. So you want to check that out.
Rock and roll. You can find me, JPJ Loves Gaming, all social media platforms. You can find me with these 2 gentlemen every Thursday night right here on Love Wrestling Flagship Show, every Wednesday night after Dynamite with Jose over on bodyslam.net. You can find me on Twitch a lot. MLB The Show came out. We're grinding that heavy and hard. So we're playing that a lot. And that's where you can find me. I appreciate you all tuning in to the episode tonight. Jose, hopefully we can get you on here very, very soon. It's always a good time when we can chat. Everyone in the chat.
We love you, Jose.
Oh, of course. Everyone in the chat, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being awesome tonight. We appreciate you all. You know the drill, guys. Say hi to Sue.
Hello,
we'll see you next week.
Hi,
Peace
Sue.
out.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you 2 beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. Knock it off.